Erika from the south side of the Chi, and I just completed the 2020 census. If you're not counted in, you'll be counted out. And I don't know about you, baby, but I want to be in, not out. What are you waiting for? Take the census. Go to 2020census.gov. Hello. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Nightcap with Erika. I'm so happy that you're here spending a nice Sunday Easter night with me. Thank you for tuning in. If you watched last night, you know we had such a wild show that Facebook ended up shutting me down and putting me on a little timeout and punishment because it was wild. But don't worry, we shall prevail. I'll be back next week on Facebook Live, and even the episode that I shot yesterday that was really hot and heavy and crazy, it'll be on Facebook too, just minus the fellatio. So anyway, what's up, y'all? Welcome. As you know, it's nightcap, which means this is your end of the night send off before you go to bed with me. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm drinking these lovely cocktails from Creative Click Cocktails. It's a Chicago-based business owned by a young Black woman. She will mix up your drinks and deliver them to your house. So you all make sure you check them out. They're really good. Now, honestly, I didn't know that I'm not supposed to just drink out of the bag. I'm supposed to really pour this in some kind of cup or something. But I just been drinking it, taking it straight to the head. Let me find my straw. Because I don't really drink, but in these times, I need a damn nightcap. I got a good show for you all tonight. I'm going to get started with all that's going on in the world. And just, you know, with all the things we're dealing with, I really think it's important that we find ways to be happy. I've been really happy lately, and I'm not always the happiest person. A lot of comics are not, believe it or not. But I don't know. I've been trying to see the brighter side of things with all that we are going through. It's hard to do, but you must try, right? But I also know, with or without a pandemic, sometimes Black women in particular get the stereotype of being mean or angry. You always hear this angry Black woman stereotype or mean Black woman stereotype. And it's so silly because most of the women that I know that are my friends are very happy and fulfilled and living amazing lives. Yeah, we can be bitches every now and then. I mean, don't you want to have the flexibility to be a bitch when you want to be one? But for the most part, we're not just walking around being mean all of the time. Folks are really living and having a great time and being happy. So when I decided to do a show about being happy, I was like, wait a minute. I got two really good girlfriends that have both recently written books about the idea of happiness from two different perspectives, but still the same message that you are in control of your mind, body, and spirit, and protecting it at all costs to make sure that you can live a happy and fulfilled life. I feel like Black women are the masters of everything. If we're the masters of being mean and bitches, we are also the masters of not only creating happiness in our own lives, but making sure that our families and friends and everybody that's around us is also happy. So who better to talk to but two fine ass sisters that are my friends? They can break down happiness and how you get from where you are to ultimately being happy. Now, I want to introduce first my friend J Kendrick. We go way back. I won't tell our age because we're still young babies, but we go way back, honey. Both grew up on the south side of Chicago. And in many ways, similar to Karith, my other guest, we grew up in the Cosby kid age, and we come from dual parent homes. We all went to excellent schools, private schools, went on to get advanced degrees and are doing our thing and living happy, fulfilled lives. So, you know, you hear that. I don't know when the south side of Chicago became the hood ghetto part of Chicago. When we were growing up, many of the affluent and well-to-do and working class and middle class Black folks were on the south side. That's where Michelle Obama is from, and many, many others. So Erika and I grew up on the south side of Chicago, and I'm very proud of her because she's very honest and very lives her life very truthfully, and begins sharing things about things that she's dealt with throughout life that have put her in a position to understand how to go from not being so happy to being happy. My other friend, Karith Foster, she and I met in New York. She was a mainstay on the stand-up comedy scene, and some things happened that made her have a shift. She got married, she had children, she pivoted and went in a different direction with her career, but still using all of the amazing talent that she has to not only be happy, but encourage other folks to do the same. So I'm going to bring them both on. Let's bring on Erika Kendrick, my girl from the South Side, and Karith Foster. Hey, ladies.
Hi, honey.
This is dope. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. First things first, what are you drinking? What are you drinking, Karith? What you got? And what you got, Erika?
I got a little Cabernet. I'm sipping
Y'all so bougie. Y'all so bougie. I love it.
I'm drinking some bubbly. They should be a sponsor of yours. So just sparkling water, but it's the cherry kind.
It doesn't matter as long as you're having a little cocktail with me. And you both look so beautiful. Karith, in Texas right now?
I'm in Texas. That's right.
Yeah. Right. And Erika, you're in Chicago, right?
In Chicago, about 10 minutes away from you. 10 minutes.
Right. Yes. So when this is all over, Erika, all this stuff, we definitely have to get together. What's interesting is that we were all living in New York at the same time doing our thing. Karith was doing stand-up. I was trying to do stand-up. Erika was writing. Erika started getting on stage and doing some stand-up too. So
I love it.
I miss New York sometimes, but I am glad. I'm happiest now that I'm back home. But New York was an interesting place. But I found my true happiness being back home around my family, and I can still do the things I want to do. But yeah, I miss those days. I'm going to put up a picture of Karith's book. It is You Can Be Perfect or You Can Be Happy.
I love
How
it.
to Let Go, Worry Less, and Get a Life by Karith Foster. Yeah, that's so awesome. And let me show Erika's book here. Who Moved My Happy? Yes, that's what a lot of people ask. The Mental Fitness Plan Workbook. I think that's what a lot of people are like, life will be going good and things are going good. And all of a sudden it's like, damn, my happy has completely gone. Who moved it? Right? Where did it go? Right. So I would love to ask you both, what to you does it mean to be happy? What is being happy, Karith?
Well, first of all, I like to say that happiness, obviously, it's different for everybody. You know, there's no like one scale or one grade of happiness. And I also like to add that the caveat is that happiness is not a constant. And that's okay too. Like, you're not happy all the time. Like, we think that if we're not in a good mood all the time, something's wrong with us. And nothing could be further from the truth. It's called being a human being, having a human experience. My book is more about taking personal responsibility for your happiness rather than relying on someone else or something else. And especially right now with what's going on in the world, global pandemic stuff, you know, so much has been taken out of our control that if we don't have ourselves to focus and center, then we're going to be devastated. And a lot of people are devastated right now.
Absolutely.
Find happy in the little things daily. And my book, You Can Be Perfect or You Can Be Happy, is basically pointing out that perfection is a lie that we've been sold since our birth.
Yes.
Happiness is a choice.
Right. Thank you. What do you think, Erika? Like, what is happy?
Well, I think happy is first of all, it starts from within. We're always searching, you know, everywhere else for it, not understanding that it's already inside of us. Tapping into it is the really hard part, because as Black women and then as Black girls who are socialized to become Black women, we're not taught that happy is something that's attainable for us. You know, in general, what happiness looks like, you know, in every media form is not what we look like generally. So it takes forever for us to even begin to figure out what is happy for me, right? For someone, it could be success professionally. For someone else, it could be having a beautiful family that they've built. For the other person, it could be a balance of both. It really depends on who you are, but having the tools to begin to kind of pull back the layers and figure that out, that's the challenge right there. For me, happy is, okay, this is going to sound a little, okay. But
Go ahead.
Happy is my mother. That's very PG, but that's very real. Happy is also taking advantage of time with her because I lost my father, who was my best friend, and that hurt me to my core. Happy is also having like that good love in my life, whatever that looks like for me, because I'm super single, but I got somebody that makes me, okay, that was yesterday's show.
Well, I should have on the show yesterday, girl.
Right, makes me come to Jesus, and I know how you felt yesterday. It's also like being ambitious and working toward goals constantly. There is no destination for it for me. It's in the journey of it all. So that's for me. But for the next person, it could look totally different. But the challenge for us, especially as women of color, is figuring out what it is for us as individual women.
Right.
Erika, I think you hit on a really good point, and that is that it's about giving yourself permission to be happy. Like, there's so many people who I think almost feel guilty when they are happy. I shouldn't, there's so many other things going on in the world, and we like to beat ourselves up. We like to berate ourselves. We like to, because if things are too good, then we're afraid the other shoe is going to drop. So sometimes people are scared of happiness because, oh my gosh, if things are going this well, what's going to happen next? So we aren't even present in the happiness that we have sometimes.
That is so true. And you know what? I must say, my mother sometimes hates for me to talk about her when I'm on TV or doing media things. She's from that generation of keep whatever's going on in your household, don't talk about it. But I find sneaky ways to talk about my mother and what's going on. And I know that my mother comes from a time period of in the South civil rights movement era where so much was going on that there was a guilt attached to also feeling really happy. And sometimes my mother will say things like, oh, why is this happening to me? I hope I'm not about to die, am I? And I was like, why do you think that because something amazing is happening that there must be something bad that's going to come around the corner? Forgive me, mommy, wherever you are for if she ever hears me saying that. But it's true. But the mindset is there for a lot of people that I come across where it's like they think the idea of abundance is foreign to them. And they think that there's not enough for everyone. And especially, all three of us were really heavily in entertainment at one time, right? And in that world, it's really that feeling of if there's room for me, there can't be room for you.
The scarcity mentality.
Right. And, it's nothing wrong with, I think, competition that's healthy, so to speak. I want to go far and do my thing, but it shouldn't have to be that if I get success, then you can't have it. Because even in New York, like for me, when I would see another Black woman doing comedy, I would get really excited about them when I met them. I'm like, hey, girl, I'm thinking we'll all be best friends and be cool and support each other. And if you got a project, I help you with yours, and you help me with mine. And I remember one time I was somewhere and bought a girl CD. And she looked at me like I was crazy and was like, I don't trust you. And I said, why? I'm buying your CD. Like, hell yeah, I should buy your CD. And she was like, you're too nice. You're too cool. I don't trust you. And I'm thinking, girl, we could get rich together if you would just.
Right.
But anyway, not for me to talk so much, but I find that that's also part of even when it comes to happiness, that people don't know there's enough of it to go around. Yeah. And like Karith said, it doesn't have to be a constant flow of being happy. Doesn't mean everything is perfect and every day is great, but there's enough happiness to go around.
Can I give an analogy that I love? So it's like a heartbeat, right?
Yeah.
You've seen a heart monitor on TV. We all see one on the movies, right? And maybe we've seen one in person. And you know that EKG, right? And it's that thing that's going up and down, up and down, up and down. Like that's life. You got highs, you got lows. You come back from those lows back to the highs. The highs don't last forever. When are you in trouble? That's when you're in trouble.
Flat line, the flat line, the flat line. And I'm going to tell y'all, even through this Corona stuff, like I've been in the house quarantine since around March 14th. I haven't left my house at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got the inspired thought from God. Some people may say the universe, whatever your thing is. Hey, do a talk show, do something, right? And then I remember back in 2015, I wanted to do a show and I got this logo, nightcap with Erika made. I remembered that all of a sudden. And I was like, ooh. So I searched for it through my email. You know, we keep everything, right? And I archived and searched and I was like, wait, okay. Damn, okay, I got a logo. I got friends that are in the business. Why don't I just start calling up people and booking them? And I did it. And I've been the happiest I've ever been for a long time. Quarantined, away from my parents, away from my nieces and nephews. I'm actually like enjoying this thing. When have you all found your most happiest of moments and have they surprised you when and how they came? Erika, you start.
Well, for you, it sounds like you took the time and the space to figure out what makes you happy, which is very different from the next person and the next person, and the space being the quarantine providing it for you. For me, it was the day I picked up a concept in my head and put it on the page. And that's looked like a lot of things. So my first multi-book deal with Random House, that came out of nowhere. It was supposed to be something else and it turned into that. And I was the happiest I had ever been, coming from being a suicide survivor, a bipolar disorder thriver, somebody struggling with anxiety. Like that was my setup. However, as soon as I started writing, it was like I was freed. And then when I stepped on the stage for the first time to go out and speak about suicide prevention and awareness and mental fitness and really design this sexy platform, then I felt at my best, right? And then like when I stepped on the stage to do my first set for comedy, I was like, oh my God, because I wrote it. That felt great. And then getting up to do, like, I'm only good at 3 things. Like, I just keep it 100. Fully transparent. I'm only good at 3 things. Writing, and then sometimes teaching, but that's a whole other story. So that was my happy. And I didn't discuss.
Did I lose Erika?
Yeah, she accidentally got muted.
Oh, wow. I hope I didn't.
I concur with her. And what I'll add to that is, at least for me and how I know I'm like when I'm happiest is probably when I'm on stage, whether it's doing stand-up, whether it's speaking, being in front of an audience, or even with my children. I think my children count as an audience, and my husband. But when I am able to be in my purpose, and I feel like my purpose is to engage, enlighten, and inspire. You know, and that was really what the idea, perfect or happy, that was something somebody said to me after I gave birth to my first daughter, and I was in just beat myself up mode. While it was a pretty good pregnancy, some things happened near the end. She was born smaller than we'd anticipated, and I wasn't able to nurse properly. She actually wasn't latching. I didn't know. Like, it was a life or death situation that I, really, it affected me. And my girlfriend, the sky should have opened up, the angels should have sung. And when she goes, Karith, listen, here's the thing. You can be perfect or you can be happy. The choice is yours. And while it was a really lovely thing to hear at the time, it didn't sink in. It took years of that phrase marinating in my head. My kid is 7 now. For it to transform into not just a message, but I feel like a movement, truly, that isn't just for me. I wrote this book kind of with myself in mind. Like, what do I need to hear on a regular basis to remind myself I got this, right? To remind myself it is okay to not be perfect, and my whole life was about trying to be the perfect student, the perfect daughter, the perfect, representation of Black women. All of these pressures that, yes, some were external, but most of it was internal.
Yeah.
I feel like we're
here.
I feel like we're soul sisters. I feel like everything you're saying, I'm sitting here trying not to have a come to Jesus moment. I'm like, yes, absolutely.
No, we are soul sisters, and I think especially as Black women on this journey of finding like success, like you spoke about, but also finding like where is our place of happy, and how do we get there without guilt? How do we get there where we can share with others and inspire them? And Erika, I have to commend you for this. What divine inspiration for you to do this. And like, to me, like, that's what happiness is. It's fulfilling your purpose.
Yeah.
Your purpose is bringing people together, but also, getting people to talk about things that sometimes aren't always comfortable. But when it's like comedy, if you can laugh at it, you can get through it. That's how it is, and it's what we do. And I believe that's part of our purpose and why we're put here on earth. And God, universe, source, whatever you want to call it, is behind this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting back to that whole idea of giving yourself permission. I think that for one thing, I know that Black women across the board have different experiences in life, and that we're not trying to make us a monolith or trivialize everybody's individual thing.
Thank you.
But no matter if you are, no matter what, the color of your skin, the texture of your hair, the size of your body, when you're a Black woman maneuvering in a very white male-centric world, we do have some commonalities when it comes to finding a way to find happiness and giving yourself that permission. Because the messaging everywhere is that if you're not of a certain status or a certain look or whatever, that happiness is not really for you. And if you get some, it's just this little itty bit. And I know for me, I'm tired of that. I'm fed up. And I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to go for the things I want. And I'm going to make you work to tell me no. And I'm going to make you work hard to take my happiness away. Because I was giving it away. I've given it away to men, opportunities, whatever. And I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. And if you want to take my happy from me, your ass is going to be working overtime. But ultimately, you can't let people steal your joy. Right. What do you all think are ways to combat that negative energy? Because times the people that love you the most, that mean no harm. Right. Well, as Karith would say, bless their hearts. They really.
That's the Texas in me. Yeah,
bless their heart. They don't mean any harm. It's just their mindset or whatever limitations they put on themselves in their own lives. They think that extends to you as well. So what do you do what should people do when they're up against the wall or barriers and people in their life that are trying to bring them down and steal that joy or their happy from them? How do you handle that?
Okay, so the first thing I would say, and this is chapter 1 in the workbook, have a dope VIP support squad. Like, we have our circle, our crew, our clique, our fam, and those are folks that generally have been riding with us for like years. It could be your next door neighbor, it could be your mama, it could be your baby brother, it could be the girl you went to kindergarten with. And they've kind of solidified.
Oh, sugar.
I don't know what keeps happening here.
On her thing, I don't know. It keeps like muting her.
Yeah, it's muting her.
That sucks. Well, so I'll fill in. So
yeah, and we'll bring her back. She'll be back in a second.
The first chapter in my book too. Sorry. The first chapter is be kind.
Be kind.
Be kind, but it's not just be kind to others, and which we understand, especially right now, like just how critical that is, checking up on our friends who might be alone, checking up on our elderly neighbors, checking up on people who may have us. But what's even more critical is being kind to yourself. There's this really wonderful book. It's very old. And there's a line in it that says, love thy neighbor as thyself. Now, here's the thing. How many people love themselves? Truly. You know,
Right.
that is honestly at the root of why we have issues of racism, of anti-Semitism, of homophobia. You know, people are so, they don't understand their own value and worth.
Mm-hmm.
So how could you possibly understand it in someone else if you can't see it in yourself?
Right. And if their value that they see in themselves intimidates you and makes you think you must be diminished because they're soaring high. But you can go on your own journey and soar high too. It doesn't, we should all be able to shine together, you know, right?
Easier said than done, especially when you're doing your happy, right? When you're doing you and you're happy, that mirror up to someone else makes them feel really small.
Yes.
And that's through no fault of your own. You've done nothing except pursue your happy. And then by them feeling small, they often project that onto you. And those are the people that are closest to us. Those are people in your clique or your crew. But your support squad, like, you intentionally choose them. You select them intentionally with the purpose of just holding you accountable and loving you unconditionally. So that's what I say, like, hands down, to dealing with folks that are trying to bring you down, even when they don't mean to, and they don't understand what you're after or what your purpose-driven like lifestyle is about. You deal with the folks when you need a pick-me-up, right? Or when you need to vent or share or connect. Those folks that are in your support squad, that's who you turn to. Right?
Yes.
That may not be mom, or that may not be little brother, or that may not be like next door neighbor or Kiki from kindergarten. That may be somebody that's on this journey with you, who understands and can empathize and has compassion toward kind of what your emotional and psychological struggles may be as you're pursuing your happy. Everybody ain't vibrating at that frequency. You did.
Yeah.
You got to find folks that are where you are who can connect with you on that tip.
You have to find your tribe. You know, Erika, it's funny. Erika, the host of the show, and I were talking about, you know, life after comedy. And even though I'm still, you know, dabbling in it, the idea was, you know, understanding how much time and energy you have for what you want to do with your life versus the toxic things that take away from that.
Whew.
And sometimes toxic things are people. Sometimes it's an environment. Sometimes it's, you know, working in a job that really is sucking your soul.
Yes.
And you have to come to terms with, you know, is this making me happy? And not feeling guilty about it, not feeling that, you know, I work for The View. I don't know if you knew me when I worked for The View.
I don't know. I don't remember.
But that's what brought me to New York City in 97, was working for The View.
Okay. I didn't want you work for The View.
That was a broadcast journalism major. And I thought, who better to have as a boss than Barbara Walters, right? I mean, the queen of media. So I'm here in New York City working at The View at this job that I often think of it as, like, remember A Devil Wears Prada? That right? She's like, 1 million girls would kill for this job. Why am I miserable? And that's what it was like for me going into year 2. And the thing was, I didn't want to leave because I was terrified.
Right.
But it wasn't right for me. Like, every fiber of my being knew I wasn't supposed to be there. Now, I am so appreciative of what I got from that experience, the relationships that I have to this day. I still am friends with 90% of the people that I worked with those first 2 years of my time in New York. Was I supposed to be there forever? No, I wasn't. And I knew I wasn't. My body knew I wasn't before my mind did. My blood pressure dropped. I started gaining weight. Like, your soul knows when you are in a happy place versus when you're not. And we need to also take those cues. And I'm sure, Erika, you know, you talk about that too.
Yeah. Well, it's critical because your body will talk to you oftentimes before the mind can catch up, right? It turns into anxiety. It looks a lot like depression, which, you know, simply put, is a lot of sadness, feeling empty and helpless and hopeless, some crying and tears, and you can't really explain it, or the physical pain. And it's like, well, what is it that's hurting you? I don't know. It hurts on the inside. Like, all of that lends itself to, I'm not in a good situation that's working for me right now, and I need to make moves. The one thing I hope that folks get, which is why I was so like smitten with Erika for even doing this show, is that during this quarantine time, people have an opportunity to actually be reflective. We're go so much of the time. Like, the three of us, we got like 4 or 5 different gigs at any given time. Like, this makes you slow down. And my hope is that people realize, oh, I'm not really happy, but I've always wanted to do this thing.
Yes.
Let's start doing this thing just because I have the time. And let's see what can happen. Because how often do we get a reset button, especially after, 35 years old, a reset to actually stop and do a talk show when you have a logo from
listen.
Absolutely. This is the time to take inventory of where you've been and what you want to do. That doesn't mean future tripping, as my stylist, who's amazing, loves to say. And it doesn't mean living in the past. But what it does mean is taking accountability and inventory into where do you want to go in your life. Like, this is the time for you to figure out pivoting. And that's actually, I'm going to do an online course that I'm offering for free. Starting sometime probably next week. There'll be information on my site on karith.com about it, and it's free for people to, and it's part of the, Perfect or Happy umbrella. But, I think it is critical to know how to pivot. And a lot of people feel stuck right now. And like, we were stuck before this in what I call perfection paralysis.
Yes.
And now I think, Erika, you brought up a really good point of, this is time for people to reevaluate where they are and what they want to do, or kind of reflect. But that's a really scary place for a lot of people, because they've been the go, go, go.
Yes.
When they have that quiet time, they don't even know what they want.
Right.
I'm telling you, I hate to sound all Pollyanna and everything so happy in the world with me, because things are not. If I reveal this damn living room I'm sitting in, you can see all this shit all over the place. I got old wigs over there. I got some over there, because I did the whole watch Mary Kondo on fucking Netflix. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go to the closet and throw it all out. I got time. I'm gonna clean it all up. And that shit has been sitting here for 3 fucking weeks, right? But I am enjoying the whole being able to sit. I don't have any meetings to be at necessarily. Right. I can decide when I want to take a call and when I don't. I don't have nowhere to go, so I really don't need too much money right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm been like, wow, I get to make that office out of that extra bedroom that I've been wanting to do for months. When I feel up to it, no pressure, I'm going to start back writing that sitcom I was working on, and one of my friends called me the other night. They called me on 3-way, and we were on the phone at like 2 or 3 in the morning. Lisa Owens and my friend Sine. Yeah. And Lisa was like, have you realized that we've never spoken on the phone this late at night and for this long, probably since our high school or college days? And I was like, this is the time to reconnect, get refocused, and just with no pressure. Some people like, if you don't start that business and write that business plan and get it done, then you've wasted your quarantine. It's like
a horrible meme. That's a horrible meme.
I hate it.
Yeah, on a day you want to write. On a day you don't. On the days when you just simply just want to be, just be.
And I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you, but as someone who's got small kids, I have now been thrust into a world of homeschooling. Now, that's something we talked about doing, but it's different when it's like your choice and you get to plan it out and you have an idea of what you're going to do versus having it thrust upon you. And there are a lot of people right now who've had a lot of things thrust upon them, whether it's loss of work, whether it's, worrying about someone in their family who's ill, whether it's getting sick themselves. And so that added pressure of trying to, write that great novel or screenplay or, how is that doing anything beneficial for you? Like, now is when we need to heal as well and protect ourselves and almost get into go a little cocoon mode.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's where I am. I'm actually, like I said, really enjoying this. Up next, we after you all, I'm interviewing a comedic actress, writer, producer named Rebecca, who just launched her own web series. I think it premiered yesterday.
Okay.
But I was like, I want someone like her on the show so that somebody that has been wanting to do it, but kind of feeling hopeless, can say, okay, here's another Black woman who is stepping out on faith, putting her show out there and making it happen. So maybe somebody will want to get up, get off the couch, stop feeling low. Absolutely. And make it happen. Just go ahead, just do it. It's like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, because the perfection thing, Karith, has stopped me from doing a lot of stuff. I'm telling you, I'm surprised, like, even with doing this show, shit goes wrong. As you see, Erika keeps coming in and out and stuff. Normally, I'd be like, oh no, what do I do? How are we going to do this? I'm like, she'll be back. When she comes back, we'll slide her in, whatever. Being perfect or the need to feel that you're perfect, where does that come from? Is it from like childhood? Did our parents?
It's multifaceted, right? Yeah. I catch myself sometimes, even with my own children, they give me something, an artwork that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's perfect, it's beautiful, I love it. And I try to catch myself instead of saying it's perfect, say that is so creative. Right. You are so creative. I love what you've done with that. Another area where we see perfection and I feel like having to basically match up to this ideal is in the media. We get pressure from our family. We compare ourselves constantly to celebrities, to people who are successful. I think one of the worst, I speak at a lot of colleges and universities. I actually have a nonprofit called FRAME, which stands for Foster Russell Alliance for Meaningful Expression. And the idea is to promote free speech, inclusion, and social change, and to bring people together under the umbrella of understanding that we are all in this together. We may have different political views, we may come from different socioeconomic backgrounds, we may have different hues, but at the end of it all, we want the same things: love, respect, and feeling of belonging. And, feeling like you're not perfect is a trap to make you feel less than.
Yeah.
Other people sometimes will use that against you. And we fall into that pit of, using it against ourselves. And it stems from, we are afraid to fail. Mm-hmm. We're afraid to, disappoint other folks.
Woo! Because isn't that a shame that sometimes following your dreams, doing what you want to do in your life,
you want to do
what is meant for you, will upset other folks to the point where they will make you feel like you're doing wrong by wanting to do you. I think it's crazy. Let me ask you, how often is it important to sometimes maybe remove people from your life? How do you know the difference between, oh, they mean no harm, they love me, they don't know no better, God bless their heart, to
bless their heart.
No, this bitch is crazy, I gotta get her out of my life. That's what I think people have. I know I've kept toxic people on. I've also in the past let people go that meant me no harm, but I interpreted it the wrong way. Yeah. So how do you know, Erika, which way to go? When is it what it is?
Okay, so I love that you use the word toxic, because that's what it is. That's what it is. And toxicity can kill you. It can also kill your dreams. Like I said, so the first chapter in Who Moved My Happy is support squad. You have to be able to have folks in your life that you've already identified, that understand you, that get you, that are going to hold you accountable, but that are still going to love you unconditionally. And those are the same folks that are going to be able to tell you, okay, yeah, you're not tripping. She is batshit crazy. Right. Or she is after your spot. Or she is coming for your man, or whatever it is. Because sometimes we just need some validation, because it's like, well, I know I feel this, and it's not the first time or the fourth time, but am I tripping? Because gaslighting is a real thing, and I love that there's a word for that, making you second guess yourself and think you crazy. So your squad, right? Your squad is, they're in place to tell you, no, sis, you're good. Keep doing you, and just understand that that's what that is. Now, in terms of cutting folks off, sometimes that's why I make the distinction in the book between your circle, right, and your VIP squad, your support squad, because you may not be able to cut your mama off, right? You dig? Or you may not be able to cut your husband off or your wife off because of the nature of what the relationship is that you have with them, but they still may be toxic. And so you need to be able to put them in a place where they can't impact you or negatively affect your pursuit of your happy, right? And then you go to your squad and you got folks over there that are going to be able to continue to propel you forward so that that momentum doesn't slow down, because we know as us in the world, it's hard enough to breathe, much less pursue something called happy, right?
Wow.
If I can add to that, like, so I call it getting back to the basics. That's what Perfect or Happy is really about, getting back to the basics. And the I in the basics is ignore the critics. Ignore the critics. And you know who a critic is, because it's somebody who isn't just hating, they're not supporting. They're not giving you critique because they want you to do better. They're giving you critique because they can't do it themselves.
Right.
So they want to tear you down. Right. When someone wants to build you up, they'll say, listen, I'm sharing this with you so you can do this better next time.
Right.
I'm sharing this with you so that you can be the best that you can be, because I want to see you succeed. And like you said, Erika, sometimes we can take those criticisms very personally as an affront, when the reality is it's someone who believes in us more than we believe in ourselves.
Right. Yeah. And I think the trick is to remove the noise and the negative talk and let barriers down so that you don't automatically assume someone coming your way is the enemy and that they mean you harm.
Exactly.
Now, you can't be naive and foolish that you just let everybody, like you said, those vampires, the people that energy vampires, they exist and they see your light and they're coming for it because they want to be a part of it. But I think you also do have to have an open enough mind so that when the people that are coming to share love and light, when they come your way, you can be open and accepting to it and not push it away.
Have an open heart and mind, but also have boundaries.
Boundaries.
And that's being respectful of yourself.
Yes.
And teaching people to respect you back. Because, you know, I'm sorry, no, people don't know how to treat us until we tell them.
Yep.
And the best way we can tell them how to treat us is by how we treat ourselves.
Oh, Karith, I've been learning that the hard way, girl.
Oh, it takes time. We do not come out of the womb knowing this. And if you aren't taught this by somebody else, you do have to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
So many of us have had to learn that the hard way. Myself included.
Yes. And it, you know, even it's interesting though, because you know, you're on stages, you're not only you perform in a creative way, but you're outgoing speaking at major corporate events, right? Around the top CEOs in the country, thought leaders. And to know that even someone like you still day to day works on that idea of, do you want to be perfect or do you want to be happy? Because I would just say, well, somebody like Karith is so perfect and has it together. What is she talking about? Be perfect or be happy? She's perfect and happy.
I'm flattered that it looks that way. I really am. But the reality, and this is the best part. This is the best part of all of it. All those CEOs, all those wealthy people, all the folks who we see on the news and the TV and the successes, they're just like us.
Yeah.
They're scared to death on a regular basis. And they put on a good front. And I'm not saying that it's a front all the time. I mean, yes, there is a certain level of confidence that comes with having success. Right? But the reality is we still question regularly. Are we doing the right thing? Are we, you know, how do we, some of the most successful people I've worked with in the industry were some of the most insecure people I've ever been around. And you wouldn't know it until you were there with them in person. But the reality is we are all, as human beings, just in the same boat of doing the best that we can. So being forgiving of yourself, having that grace, being kind to yourself, and understanding that you, just the fact that you exist, the mere fact that you are living and breathing and thinking on this planet means you are a person of value and of worth, and you have a purpose. And you may not know exactly what that purpose is exactly right now. Right. It will come. And just be open to it and be kind to yourself to let it come to you.
Amen. So let me ask you all, because it's time for me to go on to my next guest. But before we go, if you can both do me a favor and give me, for the person right now who says they're ready, I want to get happy. I think I found what will make me happy. Give me 3 quick steps that they can take to move towards the happy place. Erika, you go first.
Okay. The first thing is create your support squad, because you're going to turn to them for everything. And that takes intention. And it's really hard because sometimes you figure out, I don't have people in my world like that. And that's really heavy for a lot of folks to deal with when I'm doing workshops and seminars. A lot of tears happen. But keep at it and find those people, or start to nurture relationships when you identify folks that could possibly fit into that world for you. Mm-hmm. The second thing is to journal. Like, what is it exactly that is going to make you happy? And oftentimes writing down our thoughts, like I have this thing called 10 again. Usually between 10 and 12, we're doing what we love, if you really think about it. And then as we continue to grow, like, we forget about those things. A lot of us, not all of us. Like, Erika, you've been doing what you've been doing for a long time. And I'm the same way. We do forget. So practicing 10 again with a pad and pen or a notebook or some kind of journal is really essential to reconnecting to that thing which brought us authentic joy once upon a time.
Wow.
And then the third thing, yeah, it's very powerful. I mean, people start crying and they're like, oh my God, I forgot I used to love pottery. Oh my God, I forgot I used to love to dance. And generally, those are the same things that will still bring us joy. It's called 10 again. Anyway, the third thing I would say is don't be afraid to take a risk, especially now that we have space and time. And because so many people are creating content right now, if your jam is to get in front of an audience, go for it, because probably only 4 or 5 folks are going to be looking at you anyway.
Right.
Because you compete with the D-Nices of the world. You did like on any given day, there are so many avenues for folks to tune into stuff. Like, just go for it, whatever it is. If it's writing a book, I've had so many people reach out to me lately and say, I want to write a novel. And I'm like, all right, I'm working on my 4th one. Let's sit down and talk about process. I know you do that with Tina. And I'm just like so many opportunities are available during this, what I call quiet time. So don't be afraid to take that risk. But when you take that risk, you use your support squad to support you. And then you're fearless in pursuing your happy, right? Like, those are the 3 things. And I wouldn't deviate from that even when this quarantine is over.
Right. It should just be commonplace and practice that we do those 3 things. Going back to your 10, that is revolutionary, Erika.
10 again. 10 again. I mean, I've had 90-year-old white women in tears. And then I've had 12-year-old Black girls from the inner city, anywhere USA, in tears. I mean, it is so powerful because I don't care who you are. You've had something that moved you when you were a kid around 10. That's a critical developmental stage. And so that's why that number is the one that's picked. But yeah, I mean, literally powerful.
Yes. And you know what else? Before Karith answers, Erika, when I was going back through my email searching, I'm going to send it to you. I found a book proposal that you helped me write for myself, for a concept I had for a book. And I was like, the thing is, I did just last year turn it into a podcast, my whole Get in the Game thing.
I knew what it was. Yes. I knew what it was.
Turned it into a podcast, but I had completely forgotten about that we wrote a full out, flushed out.
In my living room, in New York City, in Manhattan, doing the darn thing.
Girl, she lived on, well, you were right on 42nd and 10th, 9th, whatever. Honey, I used to love coming up and that, because I was like, I want a doorman building. When I would come, I didn't even have to check in. The doorman would be like, you can go, because she already had my name.
That's right. That's right. Because you were VIP, baby. You were VIP. You were part of my support squad.
Yes, because and we got to get back to that. I think we get so, even though I sit back with both of you all and watch what you're doing, like my first time ever getting a major TV opportunity to do a stand-up set was a pilot that Karith was the executive producer of.
Wow.
Show. So, and at that time, I probably had 7 minutes of material, and I'm on stage with all these heavy hitters, and I didn't even wrap my head around the opportunity she had given me. Mm-hmm. And that's why I say Black girls got to stop the whole, we can't help each other, because you forget about sometimes the things that people have done for you and the impact they've had on your life until you go back and look at things. I was so happy to go back through that email. I'm like, damn, we wrote a book proposal, and so much of the stuff was still relevant. And that was at least 8 years ago that we did that. So we're gonna reconnect.
We gonna talk.
Together. Now, what do you think are 3 great things that somebody can do right now?
Okay, it's hard to narrow down to just 3, obviously, but so I'm gonna go one of the S's in the basics, and it's all around stop it. Stop comparing yourself to other people, because you can't compare yourself to anyone else. There is just you, right? And that's a beautiful, wonderful, awesome thing. All right. Stop trying to be what other people want you to be.
Wow.
Your parents, meaning maybe even your community. You have to be true to yourself and authentic to who you are, right? And the third stop it, although there is a slew more, is stop obsessing over shit that doesn't matter.
Woo! Let it go, honey.
More than ever, we have a better grasp of what matters. We've been forced to think about what matters.
Yeah.
And what doesn't. What is the sideline stuff?
Oh my God.
We're just taking up space. What is wasting our time and our energy? And some of it is shit that doesn't matter. And
you sound like a grown-ass woman.
Yep. You're a grown-ass woman.
She sounds like a grown-ass woman.
That is true. I think that, well, if you're maturing in mind and not just age,
right?
As time goes on, you realize, why am I focused on this? This is this don't even matter.
Right.
What am I talking about? Why are we conversate? What are we talking about here? That shit don't even matter. It's so it's you get caught up. Listen, there is a virus floating around outside that is destroying lives.
Preach.
What a lot of this stupid stuff does not matter, right? Preach. So listen,
I had a member pass away yesterday.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. And I'm still not like the grieving process. Obviously, it's just, because it's so surreal. It's so surreal,
right?
But it does make you focus again on what matters.
What matters?
Yeah,
what matters.
What matters.
And ultimately, what matters first and foremost is you. And so, I want everyone that's watching, remember, you are, as Erika always says, you are the prize.
You are the prize, baby.
You are the prize. Anyone that gets to be in your life, be around you, and be entertained by all your lovely juiciness, that they are getting a prize, right?
That's right. That's
right. To keep you first, and I'm not speaking as an expert. That's what I brought them on here to do, because they've been writing about this and studying this, and they know what they're talking about. I just know from my own personal experiences that understanding that I am the prize and that I come first and that I am important and that all other stuff doesn't matter, then even cutting out 50% of the shit that doesn't matter, it gets you closer to happy probably than you ever been in life. So before
can I say something?
Yes, please.
I just want to say, like, I spent my late teens and 20s, even though I went to Stanford and graduated from there and then got an MBA, all of that time I wanted to kill myself. Wow. I did not think of myself as anything closely related to a prize. Wow. I wanted to not be here and thought that me not being here would also help other people make their lives easier. So when you say that, it resonates with me on a visceral level, because the truth is everybody is the prize. The problem is us figuring out what's special about me? What do you mean? How am I important to anybody else? Number one. And number two, how do I then begin to internalize that so that I can move forward feeling like I'm the prize, and then letting myself in my life dictate that I'm the prize? That's the challenging part. And so I don't want to make light of that, because you're right. I do tell folks that all the time, but I do get being on the other side of that, feeling like I hear your words, but there's a disconnect because I feel like I don't even deserve to be here anymore. So I'm glad that you've got the experts coming on, because that's phenomenal. But I do want to say to folks, if you need to reach out to somebody who's been there,
I am absolutely available. Like, that's one of the things I do.
You're one of the experts. You're one of the experts I'm talking about. I have both of you all your stuff scrolling down at the bottom.
Perfect.
Who Moved My Happy? Her IG is Erika J Kendrick, and her website is xoerika.com. And Karith is You Can Be Perfect or You Can Be Happy. It's at Karith.com or Karith Foster.
Any on Amazon right now.
Oh, the book is on Amazon. Absolutely. Yeah. So you guys, if you are struggling in any way or just even need a refresher course on happy and loving yourself, definitely feel free to reach out to both of these women. Let's support them when they're out, they're traveling and performing. If you go to their websites, you'll see where they're speaking. I know both of them are doing trainings and seminars and teaching people how to navigate through this world in their happiest state. And I'm just so honestly proud of both of you all. You are, to me, both the shining example of what Black girl magic is, and we, and in all the midst of this Corona shit, you're both a breath of fresh air, and I so appreciate you taking the time to come here and hang with me and talk and have a nightcap. And I want to continue this discussion because there's so many levels to this.
Right.
This is just a quick introduction of them to you and what you all are doing. I definitely want to have you all on again to talk about stuff, even pop culture and some crazy stuff. Because we have opinions and we have things to say. So yeah, with that being said, I want to put you all's pictures of the books back up again. Here is
I want to be like Karith. Mine is on Amazon too. I want to be like her. Mine's on Amazon and on my website.
Okay. I love it. You can be perfect or you can be happy. How to let go, worry less, and get a life. Damn it.
That's dope.
I hear that. And then Erika's book is Who Moved My Happy? The Mental Fitness Plan. There it is. Yeah, I'll take the picture down. Looks to you. And what's great about Erika's book is that it is a workbook with actionable steps and things. Baby, yes, that is awesome. That is awesome. So I love that.
That's my baby. I wish somebody would have had something like that when I was waiting on my last breath to happen. And so it didn't exist in the marketplace. And I kept looking at all these white folks saying, where is the workbook written by somebody who's been through it? Because those were the ones who were talking to me. It was only white folks, not Black folks saying, you're going to be okay. There's hope on the other side. So I never even imagined. So I wrote this for me. Like Karith said, she did, like, it's the same thing. It's what I needed for me. And then I didn't know so many people would be like, oh my God. Oh, and it's also at the Silver Room also.
Oh, it's at the Silver Room at Hyde Park. Okay.
Yeah, they sell out fast, but I keep them stocked every month. Anyway, thank you, Erika, so much. This is freaking epic.
And we're going to use this time also to reconnect and be more of a support system. You know, we sit and watch each other from afar, and you'll like a little this on a Facebook or put a little message on an Instagram. But it is good to check in every now and even just say, what do you need? What are you working on? What do you need? Where are you trying to go? What's going on with you? And let me be of assistance in any way I can. So
I love it.
All right. I love y'all. Let's toast.
Love you. I'm almost done.
Let's do a nice little I want to toast to happiness. There you go. To happiness.
And toasting to Nightcap with Erika.
Yes. Bye, ladies. Good night.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Thank you, Karith. Woo! They made me feel happy already. If y'all are drinking, put in the comments. Let me know what you're sipping on. It is a nightcap, and there's a whole reason why we're doing this, because some of y'all having trouble sleeping, so ain't nothing better than a little nightcap to make your ass go to bed. Okay, listen. So y'all know I'm a creative. I'm a comic. And one thing I love is when other creatives start doing what it is that they want to do. This is a long road being in this entertainment business, whether you are writing, directing, producing, whatever. Sometimes there are overnight sensations, but for the most part, most of us have been grinding and working for a long time trying to make shit happen. And that overnight success was about 15 years of bullshit. Okay. I can definitely say that in my life. And speaking even about what the girls were just talking about, I'm at my happiest when I am writing, creating, and directing. And I let that go for years because I was told it kind of wouldn't happen for me. So I started off being a director and moved to New York to be a director, and ended up while I was there starting stand-up. Now, luckily, stand-up did work out for me, and I enjoy stand-up. But ultimately, being in the creative chair is where I want to be. And that's why I get so excited when I meet other creatives that have stayed true to their passion and keep putting out work and trying their best to live at their happiest doing what they love. So I'm excited to have my friend Dre on tonight with his co-producing partner, Rebecca. They just premiered their web series called Totally Becky. I've been waiting for this a while because I saw the trailer back when it first came out. And I'm the type of person that anytime I see a Black girl doing something, especially working in my sphere, I get real excited about them. And I reached out to Dre and I was like, I can't wait to meet her. She's funny as shit. She's gorgeous. I love it that she's got some curves and her juiciness to her, because I want to see a girl on TV that I can relate to, that maybe has had the type of experiences that I've had in my life. I'm talking too much. Let me bring them up. But before I do that, I want to show you, we got to support her and Dre with this project. You have to go to YouTube and watch their show. We need to see more women like her out here doing their thing. And I want to give you a snip of the trailer. Watch this.
There's a list of a few words that you cannot say.
Okay.
And I just want to make sure that you understand these words that you cannot say.
Okay.
Shit, fuck, pussy, dick, titties, titties, goddamn, whitey, cracker. Not even if you're talking about the dry bread. Definitely not motherfucker or white cave dwellers. Okay, good.
He just told her she couldn't say all of my favorite fucking words. So I don't know what I would do. Let's bring them on. Welcome my friend Dre and Rebecca. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you all doing?
Good.
Good. I'm really shocked. I'm like alert at this time. You know, I'm like,
I know it's late.
It's midnight here.
Right, because where are you in Charlotte?
I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina.
That's sexy. That's sexy. I've met a couple men from Raleigh I like.
Oh, well, maybe you bring some life here. So
well, I'm happy you all came to join me. I know it's late. Actually, next week when I do this show, I'm thinking about moving it to 9:00 Central Time because I don't know. I'm trying to satisfy the East Coast folks and the West Coast. It's hard. It's whatever.
I know. Just do you. Just do you.
Right. I do me.
Don't worry about nobody else.
Right. Just do what I want. I'm a Black woman. I do what I want to do. Right.
Right.
What are y'all sipping on? It's a nightcap. You know you're supposed to
But I'm sorry. It's water. I got water. You know, in my Dickie cup.
Wait, Dre, what are you drinking?
I have a hot toddy with Jack Daniels. So keeping it real.
Keeping it real.
Dre is forever 80 years old.
Right.
So he is forever.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Oh
like,
my
okay, young blood. You know,
drinking a hot toddy. My God. So man, I'm so excited. So tell me, I want to know everything. How you came up with the concept. How'd you all decide to work together? What was your writing process like? How long did it take you to do it? I mean, like, I got so many questions. So we'll just start with the beginning. How did you create the Totally Becky show?
Okay, well, I'll start, and I'm sure Rebecca will chime in. But I saw a contest for HBO, and they were looking for Black content creators, specifically females. And it looked really exciting. So I thought about all the Black females that I knew, and Rebecca was at the top of the list. And I gave her this concept, which was basically her life story. And she sent me back like 5 to 10 scenarios that we could shoot. And then we just kind of went from there. She told this story about when she worked as a lactation specialist. And Rebecca Do you remember that story? You remember telling me that?
Yes. I worked at the Friend Family Center right there on 55th and Cottage Grove. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why I grew up over there. So I already know what you were dealing with over there.
So the story was so hilarious. I just told her, I said, that's what we should shoot. And we've worked together for a long time, and I just really enjoy working with her. And she came up, but don't do that. And so she wrote the script, and because she's in North Carolina, so she was writing the script, and I was trying to get all the other stuff, the behind the scenes stuff, ready here. And she flew in. We shot it in like a day, and we never got a chance to enter into the contest because at that point I didn't know how hard it was to really put the thing together. But sometimes you just have to go out there and just do it. The universe spoke to me and just said, man, you just got to do it. So I just went out there and did it. And then later on, we just started entering it into film festivals, and we won a couple of film festivals, and it just kind of took off from there.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, because I'm super obsessed about dates. So it was so funny because I had reached out to Dre because I did my own short film in the Mr. Morons. And I was reaching out to Dre. Well, Dre reached out to me and was like, yeah, I see that you're doing this short film. Call me if you need help. And so I was calling him. And so right after I was done filming, that Friday, February 2nd, 2018, I'll tell you, I'm obsessed with dates. He called me, and I was in the parking lot picking up Chipotle for my family because I was like, I'm not cooking tonight. And and he called me and he asked me, and I was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, it has to be, this was like February 2nd. He's like, it has to be in March 1st. And I was like, what? Dre?
But I knew that she can write really, really quick. So that's one of the reasons why I got in touch with her, because Rebecca, she's just, you can give her stuff and boom, she's super quick. So
it does feel good when your peers and people you work with let you know that they see the gifts and the talent in you.
Yeah, Dre, and I have to tell you, you were asking why we work, why we picked each other. And Dre is an only child. I'm an only child. So we get each other on that level. And then unfortunately, both of our fathers passed away the same year. And we didn't even know, we discovered this after we started working together. And I just feel like it was just kismet. I feel like we all, and Pip was Pip Lily. I don't know if you know Pip Lily, but we used to, that's how I met Dre, was through Pip Lily. And it was just it kind of just meshed. And I think Dre just kind of became my brother from another mother who it was, I could lean on him in this industry, and there's not too many people.
Woo! We just talked about that in the last. Yes.
Okay. And let's be real, especially as Black women.
Yes,
there's not too many people in the film, television, and theater world that a Black woman could go to and be authentic and real and be like, okay, I'm really having a fucked up time and I need to vent.
Yep.
And Dre was just that rare person in my life. And I think he just kind of got me. And I think that's probably another reason why it's just kind of worked.
Wow. Because I think for everybody in film and TV and comedy, it's hard to find people that you can have a synergy with no matter what, right? And when you're, women like us that are more so working in the mainstream comedy world versus others where you can walk into a improv or a sketch space or a theater space and be the only you, and there's nobody else there that looks like you, right?
Right. Yep.
And there may be a couple more brothers there, but even then, sometimes their experience is even different than ours, right? Yep. So
some of them are not really down.
No, they're not
be
down.
real. Come on, Erika, say it.
Yes, they're not. They're not down. And let me tell you this about Dre. Dre and I met years ago when I was really trying to become a theater director. and we were directing a project. We were on a same project here. We lost touch for years, but even then I remember thinking, I was like, he actually likes women. He likes Black women. He's so supportive and down. Like, he ain't an asshole. We weren't competitive. I specifically remember him helping me, giving pointers, doing it with love and professionalism. So I'm a fan of his because I feel like Dre gets it, and you're not gonna have many men that are in these creative spaces that get it. And then here he is now executive producing with you a project that's female driven. You're the star, you're writing it, and you got a brother behind the scenes like, I'm gonna direct this and I'm gonna produce it and let you shine. And that's
because there are times I'm like, Dre, like, say something, like, get on. And he's like, nope, this is I'm like, what? Like, who are you in the film and television world? Like, something is wrong with him. And so
something is wrong with
Dre. And I keep going, I'm like, Dre, I still haven't found something that's wrong with you. So that's something wrong with that. You know?
What's Dre? That's my next question. What's wrong with you? Anything wrong with you?
Oh man, we don't even have time for all that. But you know what? I was raised by women. I've been around women like all my life. I prefer the company of women. So it's just easy for me to relate to women. I don't know what that is, but you know, and Rebecca, she is like I love her like a second cousin. So
I'm your sister. You supposed to say sister.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, we just get each other, man. I know when to push her buttons. I know when to just sit back and let her just be Rebecca. When she goes totally Becky, I just sit back and just go, let her do her thing. Yeah. But we just know each other, and you know, it's good to have a partner that can take the lead when if you don't have it. Like some days I just don't have it. Like during this whole Corona thing, man, I didn't have it. I did not have it. I thought I was going to have it, but I didn't. And I knew that, you know, I really wanted to put Totally Becky out there to the world. But man, the energy, every day I got up, I was like, ooh, I'm going to have to get back into bed.
Right.
And Rebecca called, she was like, I'm putting it out today. And I was like, wait, you can't just put it out.
No,
like, I'm doing it right now.
Like, we're going to release it like today. And he was like, hold on.
Right. Yeah.
So that got me some energy through this whole thing. And that's why you have to choose the right people to be in your life. I know your guest earlier was talking about that. And it's super important that you have good people in your life, that you pick the right partners, whether it's romantic or just friends or specifically business partners. I trust Rebecca like 200%. So I know that she's not going to steer the ship wrong. I hate that this is recorded because she's going to throw this back in my face like all the time.
Right, like remember what you said.
You said it.
Yeah. No, like even I sent him an email talking about we've got a budget much better than what we're doing, and we got to. And I know I was like, and then even afterwards, I always send it, and then I turn to my husband. And I was like, I don't know, like I hope Dre gets it that I wasn't like attacking him, but I'm being I'm being type A, you know. Right. So he came. He's like, okay. I was like, oh, cool, okay.
Right. I feel like Dre he's so easygoing that I don't even want to see his ass mad. I feel like maybe Dre.
Yes. I am so afraid of the day I totally pissed. Like that's the day where I would like, oh shit, well, there it goes.
Let's bail Dre out because he don't win. So the show, you released it on YouTube yesterday, right? So it's
Friday. On Friday.
And then I didn't get a chance to check everything out. Did you put all the episodes up? Are you releasing them every week? How are you doing it?
We're releasing them we have only 3 episodes.
Okay.
And we're releasing them one Friday. So the second one will be released this Friday, and then the third one will be released the following Friday. We want to build our audience.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And one thing about this was never supposed to kind of be a web series. When we first started, we didn't know what the heck it was. We were just doing something just to be doing it. And then we entered a film festival and we won Best Web Series. And so we looked at each other and we were like, I guess we're a web series.
Web series, right.
But the whole intention for the project was to use it as a proof of content so that we could, go out to LA or have producers see it and actually become a real television show. And that was the intention, to have 3 episodes to show producers that, this is what the show will eventually look like.
Wow.
And also, Erika, I want to explain to you, and something that again, working with the right partner, literally is rare, but I really want to explain to you the process. Dre, when he called me back in February 2018, he called me, he was like, Rebecca, I know you have stories, you constantly are telling them and they're hilarious, let's do it, right? So like he said, without even talking, we knew how to split roles. So I was writing, I was preparing whatever it is, costume, whatever on my end, right? I was trying to get my travel because I had to come out there to Chicago. Dre on his end was getting the crew, the
actors,
all that stuff. In the meantime, we both were communicating about casting. Dre was like, okay, who should we get for this? And I was like, let's do this. And then he was like, I think we should. So it's also we've just kind of made it mesh with nothing. And this is something I want to tell you, something like what the other women were saying before, but I kind of want to add to this.
Yes, please.
And you even mentioned it, when you were mentioning me earlier, excuses, right?
Woo!
Okay.
Girl.
So excuses have and it's so interesting is because I grew up with my dad was a complete and utter asshole, but I loved him. He was such a loving Black man asshole. My dad loved the heck out of me, right? And he was always there for me and whatever. Well, my dad he was a VP at the Federal Reserve Bank. So he had to be an asshole, right? But one thing my dad taught me over and over again was, Rebecca, just do it and things will come. And I never understood it. I would always be like, Dad, okay, whatever, But the more but then in growing up, I started to figure it out. So things like this, when Dre called me on February 2nd, I had no money. Erika, I want you to zero money. We weren't even paying our rent. Okay.
Wow.
Because my husband and I, we both have been so financially screwed and professionally screwed out here in North Carolina. So we had nothing, right?
Damn.
So Dre calls me, it was on a Friday. And I remember this. And I was like, oh my God, how the hell am I going to get out to Chicago? And I told him, yeah. So I was like, okay, sorry. No. So I'm sorry, that was my husband. So but anyway, so I was like, okay, how am I gonna get out there? That Monday, my husband he's been an education consultant. That Monday, a client that he worked with who was never gonna pay him, we were trying to figure out how this school district was gonna pay him, never paid. All of a sudden, my husband goes to the mailbox and there's a check and it's literally the exact amount of an airplane ticket.
Girl.
Literally.
Won't he do it?
Wow. Won't he do it?
The exact amount of the airplane ticket that I was looking at. So what I'm saying, people, is when you find the right partner, when you're doing what you're divinely called to do, right? And this doesn't matter what religion you call yourself. You know in your soul of soul, in your DNA, that you're supposed to be working with this person on this particular project. It just feels good. Even the shitty parts are great, right?
Yeah.
And it's just oh my God. And then stuff will then just start to come. So then you won't have to have an excuse. I don't have any money, so I can't do this. It doesn't matter. And I just want to emphasize that you don't have to have a large budget.
Okay.
to do that.
I definitely was going to ask you about that on camera and even off. I'd love to keep in touch with you because as I'm realizing that I'm ready to go ahead and step out and do my own projects, which I should have been doing. I feel like I let so much time go by,
Don't
y'all.
say should. Stop saying should. Should is judging yourself.
Right. And that's the part also of being happy, accepting things as they are and not judging yourself. Right. But I feel that there were times where I was procrastinating or second guessing myself or where's the money going to come from? And then like, even with this, you all are my 11th episode. 2 Wednesdays ago, I was sitting on my couch and I was like, I'm going to do a talk show. Fuck it. And then I was like, okay, well, I know people. I wrote my list down. I had already had Dre on the list to come on and talk about I didn't know what, but I was just trying to think of directors I knew and people I knew that over the next couple weeks, I would just create a show. I ain't got no money either, but I was like, I got a fucking laptop. I got this fucking cheap ass ring light off Amazon. Let me just light it on up and ask my friends to come be on a show with me. And Facebook kicked me off, just so y'all know, because of my episode yesterday. There was some simulated fellatio, whatever. So they kicked me off, but it'll be back on next week. So, but I was like, people are watching and I'm getting fan mail and Black women in particular are reaching like, oh my God, the guest you had on changed my life. So I was like, let me do a show about Black women being happy and loving their life and making folks laugh. And as soon as I thought that, on my Facebook feed, I saw Dre put up that you all were putting your show out. Damn, I'm going to ask him, can him and Rebecca come on? I mean, it literally, as soon as I thought of the idea, it was on my stream that you all were premiering the show. So it's like, you are right. Speaking things into existence and just believing it and going for it, the right people start coming your way. And what I love about you all show, just from seeing the trailer and the stuff I've seen, because I screened it, your episode 1, didn't I, Dre, for the Global Mix Film Festival? Yeah.
Yep.
The production value is beautiful.
That's Dre.
Well directed. The light. I even called Dre months ago to ask who was you all's DP because it looks beautiful. I feel like you are the queen of that universe. I love the way you command the screen when you're on it, right? And then I'm in love with the guy you were just acting with. I'm in love with him in an actor way. He's so amazing.
Oh my God, Jonathan Keaton.
Yes, baby, that's my baby. He don't even know he's my baby daddy creatively. I've seen him in Pimp Prov.
Yeah, he's in Pimp Prov. Yeah.
I've seen Pimp Prov twice. He blew my mind, and I remember watching him thinking, why doesn't this man have a sitcom? Why doesn't he have his own? Right?
Yeah.
That dude, he is brilliant. So please let him know. I'm gonna have to ask him to come on the show and talk.
Please do.
Yeah, there's so many creatives where we all are brilliant and doing amazing things. And it's like, when is our opportunity coming? But what I love about you all is that you seized the moment and just decided to do it. And you took your own opportunity versus sitting and waiting for somebody to hand you something. You're like, we're going to create a vehicle and see where it goes. And then you go somewhere and it wins best web series when you weren't even thinking of calling it a web series. And now you're premiering on YouTube. So I think it's awesome.
Right.
Thank you.
What are your next steps? Like, what do you all plan on doing next with this project and beyond? Do you even know?
Well, what we really want to do is we're probably just going to go out to LA. And Dre and I, we've been talking about it for 2 years now, and just making it like just pitching the shit out of it, you know. And by the way, I'm friends with Christine Swanson too. Just to let you know.
I love her.
I love her. And when I wrote the script, I sent it to her, like the pilot episode, and she was like, "Well, you need, and you're not pushing yourself, and you need to do this." And I'm like, "Okay," but yeah,
Christine will check you. Christine will push your boundaries. She will push you to the next level. Christine is no joke, and I had her on my show, and I auditioned to be Twinkie in the Clark sister movie.
Right.
She didn't pick me. So I confronted her about it like it was a Jerry Springer episode. I confronted her about it on my show. But really, more so to just give other actors the understanding that don't take any of this shit personally. Directors have a vision and their teams have a vision where it's not about you. So just because you don't get a role doesn't mean you're not talented or they didn't think you could do the job. They just had someone else in mind. And it was I'm telling you, that episode, people were writing me like, that changed my life. I've been so depressed. I've been wanting to, I've been going out for roles and not getting them. But in this season, you're told no all the time. We get a lot of no's.
Yeah, because I mean, and see, this is the thing, and this is what I've learned, is the reason why we're told no way more than we're told yes is because our path is so defined.
Yes.
Why do you want anything in general, right? You don't want, because things in general, there's other junk, the stuff that you don't need, and you'll be wasting your time.
Oh my goodness, yes. Yes.
So the universe is telling you no. It's like, no, honey, no, honey, no, right? And especially for us artists, a lot of times the universe is telling us no because the universe wants us to take the lead and tell ourselves yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So allow yourself to tell yourself yes. And, something I learned from the great Pip Lilly, which is if nobody else is giving you a job, give yourself a job.
Give yourself a damn hire.
Amen.
You.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Do you feel the same way, Dre, even in your own career as a director? Like, I'm wondering, first of all, have there been times where you more so were sitting, not necessarily sitting, but applying for things, hoping someone would give you the opportunity to direct? And then was there a switch or a pivot where you were like, you know what? No, I'm going to start creating my own projects.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For years, I was that way, just waiting around, waiting for other people to give me opportunities. And then I feel like I had a quasi nervous breakdown where I just said to myself, you just can't do this shit. Like, people aren't going to give you what you want. So you have to give yourself what you want. You have to go out, step out on faith, and you have to do it. I have a shitload of ideas in my head, and I know that no one else can tell the stories that I want to tell. And I have a shitload of talented friends, so we can tell those stories. We can do it ourselves. Nowadays, with technology and the way everything is, it's a lot easier than, when we were all growing up. But nowadays, we can just use our cell phones to do stuff. And so I had to give myself the opportunity to say, hey, you can do this. You know everything. You know everything you need. You don't need anyone else to tell you that you're a success. So just go out there and do it. And that was the reason why we did Totally Becky. I remember the moment that I said to myself, you can spend all this money and do all this stuff and feel bad about it. Or you can just say, hey, something's going to come back from this. This is going to change your life. And it was like one night I just had a spiritual awakening, and something, the universe, God, whatever, told me, Totally Becky is going to change your life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, it has. I mean, we haven't reached the heights that we wanted to reach, but it's the journey. And we've met so many people and we've done so much stuff and we've learned so much. And sometimes as artists, we think if someone tells you no or you fail, that, oh my God, what am I going to do? It's over. But those are learning experiences. I take every no, every failure as a learning experience. And I go, okay, what was my role in that? And how can I change those things, learn from those mistakes and be better? And it's the journey.
Absolutely.
And I have to say this. I'm sorry, Eric, I have to say this.
No, go ahead.
Dre saying that, like, I want people to know, like, I want to emphasize this. Like, Dre and I, it was literally a phone call. It was literally supposed to be a small project that we were going to submit to HBO and be done, right? In the process, we were like, well, I guess we can make this in a web series. Well, I guess we could submit this, right? Then people started to respond at these film festivals and were like, this is amazing. We love it, right? And by the way, side note, what was really sad about it, I was like, are these people lying to me? They just trying to butter me up. It's nothing. Isn't that sad? Like, people are coming to you saying, like, this is really good. And then, like, there's this little part of you that's like,
yeah, your head.
Right? Okay. But anyway, going back to it. Then Dre and I were like, okay, we got to continue this. We have to make more, but we didn't have no money. So let's do a crowdfunding. And so the first thing that came out of my mouth was like, yeah, we got to do it on Indiegogo because that's what industry people see. By the way, side note, all you people out here doing a project, put your stuff on Indiegogo. But don't just think about you're raising money. You're putting it out there because industry people in the industry, they scan through Indiegogo. Yep. And I very, very well connected.
That's a good tidbit, Rebecca. That's a good tidbit.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. There she is.
As soon as it got out there, it was like what? It was a month, right, Dre? It was like maybe a month or two. We get a phone call from TV One.
Wow.
Which they created. They created this thing called One Digital. It was Digital One, but now I looked it up. By the way, Dre, I looked at One Digital now. But anyway, and they reached out to us and they were like, we want to license your show. And Dre and I, for like a week, we were like, wait, is this a prank call? This is a prank call. This is real. And I'll just say this. In that 6-month negotiation with our attorney and with them and their attorneys and all this stuff, I have to tell you, Dre and I learned so much about honoring our vision, about honoring our self-worth, and about knowing that we can't just take the first offer that comes our way.
Amen.
And letting people know we ain't thirsty.
We're not.
We may be thirsty.
When you've been going this long, when you've been hustling and grinding this long, it doesn't make sense to go ahead and just jump at the first thing that comes. It's like, if I've been waiting this long, I might as well wait for the right opportunity. I feel the same way with men too. Like, y'all know I'm single. And I'm like, no, I'm not jumping at the first little, no, I've been holding up. I might as well wait for at least something that's going to be good for me and good to me, right? So,
right.
Some people thought we were crazy for walking away from that negotiation. And we were literally when I say the last second.
It was the last second. We walked away at the very last second.
Our attorney got the agreement and everything. And our attorney was like, and then we were like, and I got a couple phone calls from some people who are very well knowledge, and they were like, y'all should. And so we just said no. And some people thought we were crazy, but more people were like, you guys are smart.
Yeah.
And so now we can, and I think we had to regroup, and it was kind of like painful a little bit when we did walk away, and like we kind of had to go like, okay, well, because we did have even a couple offers from other people while we were negotiating with these people, right? With a couple other, like a streaming platform and whatever, but we turned them away because they were little, right? We were like, oh, but then, so we looked and we're like, well, now we have nobody.
What do we do?
Right.
Oh, no.
Right. So now we're single, but we know how to mingle.
We know how to mingle.
Right, single and ready to mingle.
There you go.
So we mingling with YouTube.
Right, that's you damn right. Because even with that though, I know people, especially in the comedy space, that have gotten major deals from their stuff being on YouTube. So even with me, this is my like 11th show. Over the Friday, a TV executive that's a friend of mine reached out and was like, I sent your show over to some people, a part of our team. And they were like, who is this girl? Hush, that's crazy. Tell her we're watching, keep it up. So I know, they want to see what this is going to become. But there's no Black women in late night. And then there's none that are interviewing the type of interesting, cool people that I've had on, and it ranges. I had an amazing pastor on Thursday. I had porn stars on last Saturday. Like, it's the hodgepodge, right? But I figure all you got to do is put yourself out there to be seen. You never know who's watching. A lot of times more people are watching than you even think are. People are keeping up with what you're doing. So I just feel like now, fuck it. Let's just go for it. It's 2020. It's a damn virus out here killing folks. What do we really have to lose by just going for it and putting ourselves out there? It's like, if not now, when? So
Right.
I'm really hoping that if you're watching this show and you've wanted to step out and do something, if you've had naysayers or people in your head saying it'll never happen, I hope that their story and the other women I had on earlier, that it'll inspire you to say, you know what, let me step out here and do what I want to do. Because it's about my happiness and my life. And I'm in control of that destiny, nobody else.
And I just want to say, Erika, I'm so very proud of you, because like, this is a perfect venue. You have skills, man. I tell people all the time, you were meant to do this. You're perfect for this. And I really respect you as a person, as a hustler, man. Your hustle game is tight as shit, man. And I know you out here in these streets, man. Yes. It's so funny, man. When you see your post, when you see an Erika post, she's always like, I'm looking for jump ropers for a major television opportunity, but only if you're serious. Right. If you're not serious, don't call. You gotta be serious. And and you just open your heart and your resources to so many people. And you're just great. And you can just tell this is the perfect platform for you. So, if networks, if they're listening right now, pick up Erika. Miss Pound Cake's got to have her own show.
Absolutely.
Because see, what I think what Hollywood and Hollywood execs are starting to realize, who are white men, by the way, and content buyers who are white men. What they're starting to realize is that there are people who have different brains and eyes than them. And they love to see themselves represented in different mediums.
Absolutely.
What? Like, it feels good to turn on this platform in the middle of the night when you're like, shit, I can't sleep. I need to laugh. I'm tired of the true crime stories in the middle of the night. I ain't trying to go to bed with no true crime story in my head, right? Okay. But at the same time, I need a Black woman. I need an amen. I need to grab air and pull it back. That's what I need to do. I need that, right? And so please, I'm so excited that finally people with money are starting to realize that, wait, let me invest, not hand out, but let me invest in these people so they can
not steal their concepts and try to go do it elsewhere. Because they also, I was reading the Nielsen and like marketing statistics, and right about now, and specifically Black women, we are the trendsetters. We are deciding what is culture. We determine in a lot of ways what is cool. It's been Black people doing that, period. But now they're really studying the habits of Black women in particular. Like, man, if you want something to be cool and flourish, Black girls got to be on board, and that ranges across our ages. If Black women like you, they're a loyal fan base. They will have your back, and they will put that money in your pocket. But it's like white men weren't really getting it, the men that are in power. But now I think they see, and that's why we have these Black female content creators that are doing things and getting what's due to them. This stuff should have been. Look at this. Madam C.J. Walker, that woman been dead over 100 years. And it's people online arguing whether she stole some shit from another Black woman, like it's a Real Housewives of Atlanta episode now, right? I was just like, are people really on the internet arguing about these two dead chicks? But they were. And that movie was #1 on Netflix for like 2 weeks. Like #1 on Netflix.
Right.
So there is a platform for us. There's a space for us. And I'm so happy that you all are doing Totally Becky. I'm excited to see where it goes next. If there's any way that I can ever be any kind of resource or help to y'all, just ask.
We want you on the show. We want you on the show.
You have to be on the next. You have to be on the next episode. Like,
come on.
Be a evil coworker or a long lost. Please, we gotta have some fun.
Or a content buyer. Like maybe you'll be like the.
Oh, she could be an executive.
Yeah, exactly. Because I wanted to say that too, Erika. I'm totally sorry for like saying, but you're saying things is coming up, and I feel like it's needed. And Black people, we don't really talk about this. It's like, yes, we have to get in the room, right, of these network execs and stuff like that. But here's the catch: once we're in the room, Erika, we have to make sure we create another seat for someone who looks like us.
Oh my God.
Amen.
And this is where I have to say this, and if I'm going too far, Erika, shut me down.
No,
but
go ahead.
Sometimes some of the Black people, the few of us that do pop up at the top, right? They go in the room and they're like, "Oh, I'm in the room. Ooh, I'm in the room. I'm in the room," right? And they do work, but then all they want to be surrounded are by other white folks.
Right.
That's not your purpose.
No, it's not.
Your purpose is to do the work and expand the work so that other people who look like you get in the room. And then eventually there's enough of us where we create our own content buyers. Our own television execs, where it's not just Kathy Hughes, it's not just Bob Johnson. It's so many of us that now we can go to a whole bunch of us, and because there's so much work that needs to be done, there's enough for everybody. There is no competition.
That's what I'm saying. There isn't. And really, I'm telling you, when I was doing stand-up really heavily, I would say it earlier on the show, I was surprised when like another Black comic, male or female, would be surprised when I would support and buy their DVD. And they're like, "I don't trust you. Like, you're too supportive." And I'm like, what? Shouldn't we have it? I should be buying your shit and spreading the word. And it's like with you all, with your show, it shouldn't be, well, I want my own web series. I'm not going to support theirs. No, the quicker y'all get a deal and get out here, they're going to be like, well, is there another one? Where's the next Dre and Rebecca? So then I'll be over there. And then somebody else will be over there. And then we can all sit back and eat and drink and laugh and have a good time. But I think people feel like there's not abundance. There's limited resources. And that if you eat, then there'll be less for me. But and this is my thing. Even if you don't want to work with me or help me, get the fuck out of my way. Don't try to hinder me and fuck my process up. You don't have to work with me. You don't have to produce me or be in my project, but don't go get in the rooms and then talk shit about me or say things that will keep them from wanting to work. I see it all the time. And my thing is this: if I get an opportunity to get a deal with some people where they give me a show and then they're like, "Erika, is there something else out there you'll produce?" You can make me rich. Me pulling in Totally Becky and I already got a deal means that I get to also eat off of your deal. I want you to get as much money as possible so then I can get some. Just strategically, business-wise, I think we're slow to catch up. We don't understand that being enterprising and bringing other folks on, look, it's not going to hinder you. If anything, it can do is really help. Because I see Issa Rae doing it. I see Lena Waithe doing it. I feel like there are people that are like, let me start creating vehicles, hiring Black writers and directors and producers. And now I'm everywhere and I get to sit back and collect a damn check.
Right.
Right. Yep. And that's why Dre and I, we actually created a production company. Dre told me this, like, when we first started Totally Becky, he was like, "Rebecca, I think we need to like collaborate and create a production company." And I was like, well, let me think about it. Because Erika, you know that as a Black woman, when we collaborate with other people, I'm also like, you know, I've been burned so many times.
Yes.
I have literally been left in debt.
Yes.
And it's like, okay. And so I had to like really sit and I had to really do my little, you know, my little meditation and talk to my husband. And I was like, it's Dre, Rebecca. Like, it's cool. Like, chill out. And so that's when I was like, okay, Dre. Last year I was like, okay, Dre, let's do this. And he was like, okay. So you could tell he was like, I was waiting for you to say that. You know? So we started Black Becky Productions. And, you know, I think once we get Totally Becky off the ground and we figure out how to do things, because, you know, we're learning, you know, about production insurance and all this other stuff. So like once you get all this stuff off the ground and get the business and understand, like, I'm speaking ahead of it, and I'm not sure Dre's gonna be like, Rebecca, wait, you know, but we would be like, what other people have any projects, and we'll help you guys get off the ground and do it, because this is not just about us.
Yeah.
It's about us.
You know? Yeah, absolutely. Well, I am proud of y'all. I'm happy for you. I know that Totally Becky is gonna be a success. It already is. And everybody, if you're watching, make sure you check out. I got it scrolling below. The website is totallybecky.com. That's
if we get enough money to relaunch it, but we'll figure it out.
But go to YouTube. Go to our YouTube channel, Totally Becky on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you
and
all
check out the first episode.
What's the YouTube page? Can they just type in Totally Becky and it'll pop up, right?
But if you want an actual web address, it's youtube.com/c/Totally Becky.
Okay. Everybody, the first episode is up yesterday.
Friday.
What's it, Friday?
Friday.
Episode 2 will be up this coming Friday. Please watch, share, like, support them, spread the word, tune in, because the only way our creators are going to see their just due is if we support them, and do it now. Don't wait till Becky and Dre blow up now and get a multi-picture deal.
Because Eric, I'm going to tell you right now, there will be some phone calls I will not be answering. Okay?
Right.
That's straight right now.
I agree. So let's support them now, and ultimately, it's really good. It needs it doesn't need me begging folks, please watch, check it out. The shit is, if you can see from the clip we already played, it's very well written. The pacing is great. The directing is great. And like I said, the cinematography, and I feel like you all have set each other up to shine. I love it when people get on camera together and play and have a good time. Like, I already know the blooper reel is crazy. I know y'all was like cut. Y'all was laughing, doing stupid shit, trying new things, fucking each other over. Probably eventually Dre's blood was gonna start boiling to that mean direction.
Dre, let me tell you, Erika. At one point, Dre got a little frustrated, and he was walking around. He was all and everything. Yes, and I was like, "Ooh, Dre gonna snap! Ooh, and it wasn't my fault." Ooh, yeah, it was good.
I love it. Well, thank you all for coming on my show.
Thank
for
you.
Trusting me to come on, because I know, it's a new show. So some people have been like, well, but what is it? But I've been so blessed that most people have been like, yep, when you want me, I will come on, even with a day or so. No, because I'm behind schedule. Like it's not like I plan this out weeks and weeks. I'm just like, oh, let me do an episode. So thank you all for trusting me and coming on. And I hope everybody supports Totally Becky.
Totally Becky on YouTube,
Erika, and I hope everybody supports you.
Thank you, girl. Thank you.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks for staying up late for me. I appreciate it. And and both of you all, I'm probably gonna have you all come back soon and talk about some other totally different things, because we're talking about women in comedy. And I want to do a director series where directors come on and talk about the process, how to get opportunities. So don't worry, I'm putting y'all to work. So I'll have y'all back there.
So I have an excuse to put on mascara after 11 p.m.
Hello.
See?
Me too.
I put on mascara for you, Erika. See,
and your eyebrows are done. Who's been doing your eyebrows?
You know what? This is years of waxing since 6th grade. You know, my mother used to take me for waxing since 6th grade.
Oh
so
my
now the rest of my skin is like, we scared to grow. So like this part of my eyebrow is literally scared to grow. It's like, ooh. That's why my eyebrows stay fresh.
And I love your curls. What are you using right now on your?
I love your hair color. It's just a lot of love right now. Okay.
Yes, we love your hair too, Dre.
Thank you. I work really hard.
Yeah, you see the extra shine. You were talking about. You said something about you hope totally Becky shines. I'm like, will it shine as much as Dre's bald hair?
It is.
We're gonna make a lot of money.
It is glistening, Dre. Because you're happy. The episode is about being happy, and your head is happy. See, me and Rebecca got perfect timing. Put us on the show together, Dre. Give me our
Hey, we start writing tomorrow. We start writing your episode tomorrow.
Please, oh my God, it's gonna be so ignorant. Please let us have a ball.
It's gonna be real ignorant, Erika. It's gonna be real ignorant. Okay.
All right, y'all. Thank you for coming on. Y'all make sure you all check them out. And I'll be watching, and I can't wait to see what happens next. I'm very excited for both of you all.
Thank you.
All right,
Love
y'all.
You, Erika.
Love you too. Bye, Rebecca. So happy to meet you.
Bye.
Bye. Woo! That was great. Y'all make sure you check out Totally Becky. And don't forget, because they're great. All right. Now, my friend that I'm about to bring up now has been, sorry, I gotta let you go. I didn't mean to put you. Okay. So my friend that's coming up now, let me remove Dre from my stream. She's been waiting in the wings, right? For a while there. Please, Jennifer, don't kill me. I'm about to finally bring her up. Let me tell you something. My friend, Jennifer Akese, she owns Akese Style Lines. She is one of the most beautiful and fashionable women I've ever met in my life. She's a brilliant fashion designer, but I don't want to limit her to just that. She's an entrepreneur, and she's an artist. Her fashion designs are truly works of art. Just a brilliant, brilliant woman. She's born and raised in Ghana, living here in the U.S. now. And I wanted her on this show about being happy because I've never seen Jennifer angry or upset or mad ever. She's one of the happiest people on the planet. She's a loving mother and wife and entrepreneur. And I feel like she has it all. So I want us to talk about that. And due to the corona crisis and stuff that's going on, Jennifer has released a new line of Akese mask, power mask. And she's going to show me how to put mine on. Yes, get into it. Yes, auntie. Let me bring Jennifer on. Hopefully she's not mad at me.
Hello.
Girl,
I gotta go to school for this tech thing because we've been here like,
because I was like, the reason I kept everybody going because I didn't see you up yet. So I was like, well, let me give her more time. She's figuring it out. So, but you're here and you look beautiful. You look like such an African goddess. I always say you're a queen. You're like a goddess to me.
You're so close with your words, Erika. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So let me. I'm gonna throw your website on the bottom down there. So how have you been? I mean, I know you're in the house, quarantined with the babies, but you're still able to get up and create and make your works of art. How is that? Are you feeling inspired now, or have you been one of the people that had to just chill for a minute and figure all this out, and then you got creative? How's it? What have you been doing?
So I'd say that when the story started coming about the virus, you know, I went into deep thought thinking about what's going on, what are we going to do? Because it started off with all the shows, you know, being canceled, like, you know, a few festivals and other pop-up shops throughout the year. And so this is like our peak season, I would say, for spring shows and then into summer shows. So when this started happening, I had gone to Florida before coming back, and I was like, okay. So, you know, nobody thought this was going to be this long, you know, and I was fortunate to be interviewed by WUN I think that was the first week before they announced that there was going to be like quarantine and everything. And so we're talking about just the same thing, being an entrepreneur and all that. And I was like, well, this is the time, if we're going to be quarantined, what are you going to do? So as a creative, I think that you should find ways and means to get yourself busy.
Yeah.
People travel to just be away and then just to have time to think and like be creative. So I was like, well, think about what you can do. What can you do during this time? And then looking into it, what is the need that we need for the season? Like what is going on? And as a designer, how can you impact, or how can you be of help? And so I thought about like the mask, and I was like, okay, but we all know that the CDC required mask, what is it called, the COVID-19 mask. Yeah. We don't have it. Yeah, the N95. And so I was thinking about how can I be able to provide people, and even like people who are working, especially the people working in the hospitals and doctors and all that, how can we help them before like everybody gets the mask, and how can we help them as a designer? And then I thought about creating one. And so I did a little research and then realized that cottons are the best fabrics. It's 100% natural. So I already have like a ton of fabric.
Right, of course. Yeah, your house is a workshop for real. I've been to your home, and it's like a full-on factory workshop in that house. So I know you have plenty of fabric. Yeah. It's all beautiful, though.
Thank you. So I was like, okay, this is the time. But I didn't jump off onto it right away. Like after the interview and everything, I still had orders because prom season was coming. I had bridal clients who were going to have their weddings and everything going on like in the months to come. So I had to really, initially I was like, okay, this is the time to like get those orders fulfilled and then look into what I'm going to do next. And so I did a few, and then I was like, nah, the way this is going, I have to really stop and create something for now. People need something for now for protection, because now there's so many, information about it. First it says airborne, first initially like, oh, if people cough on you, like there was no specific, guaranteeing information in the beginning stages. And so I was like, okay, if it's airborne, then, you need to protect yourself. So then I started, creating my mask and trying different prototypes to see which one will be best for you to be able to breathe easily, and then breathe easily. Two, make sure it's comfortable enough for especially those who are working in the hospitals, like they work like long hours. And so I did my testing with elastic, I did it with a strap, and so many different patterns that I created in order to get the best fit for different sizes and different people. Yeah.
They look beautiful. I mean, they're so stylish. What's been the response from people so far when they see it? It's almost like it's so pretty. I don't know if I want to, I need to go somewhere important to wear this.
Erika has been crazy. It's been crazy. It's crazy in a good way. But who thought I would leave like gowns to be making masks, But for me, if I do anything at all, like I want it to be extra. It's just my persona. I want it to be like a fashion statement. Like one of my friends, she said, Jennifer, the people who buy your stuff are average when they're not wearing this out. I'm like, well, yes. Store, make look unique, So I definitely knew I didn't want to do like a normal mask where like it's like you're covering up and just protection, but then it still has to have class and size and uniqueness to it. So I incorporated different fabrics, and then I'm trying to make sure that it looks like, because some people are discouraged to even wear it because they don't think it looks that great, So I have to create in a way that it will be enticing, it will be very unique, and still you protecting yourself at the same time. So that was the whole idea behind it. And I have a few here.
Yeah, let me see. But you know what? Before we even get into the mask, you sent me a mask. Oh, wait, what are you drinking, Jennifer?
Oh, I have here some lemon, ginger, garlic, and what's the other one? Oh my goodness, water. That's
yes, well, that sounds awesome. healthy, like it's building your immune system.
Yes, yes. That's the point, Erica. That's the point, because this whole thing about airborne, because now what you can really do, anybody can do for themselves, is really just, you know, protect your immune system,
Yeah.
eat right food, vegetables as much as you can, you know, and I was saying to a friend that, you know what, by the time, like we pray that this thing goes fast, by the time this thing goes fast, everybody will be healthy because all the vegetables are gone out of the store.
Oh yeah. And I haven't been going, I've been quarantined. I remember I was gonna have a birthday party March 14th.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I canceled it. Once they canceled the parade, what is it? Not a goddamn Irish. The Irish canceled the Irish Day Parade, and then the NBA canceled their season right after that. I said, "Oh no! If billionaires are shutting down major events, I'm canceling my birthday party and I'm staying my ass in the house." So yes, I haven't been back to the store since around that time. I've been I did order some groceries, but now that I got the mask from you, I'm probably I feel more comfortable going out into the world and wearing it. But you sent me a head wrap too, and yes. I always have your stuff is yes.
Because you can be crowned, so you put on your crown and then right. You know, yes.
And I know I'm gonna show you how I do it, and you tell me. I know it's probably not the right way that you would tell me to do it, but I watched a girl on
there's no right way to head wrap it. There's no right way. You have to just do it, and it's just like sometimes I tell people it's as easy as, and everyone does it. But the thing is, when they see the fabric, they're like, "Oh, how do I do it?" You know how when you go to the bathroom and you want to take a shower, the way you wrap the towel from your head so that the water doesn't go in your hair?
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. So you just roll from the back. I mean, something you can do from the front as well, and then tie it to the back, bring it to the front, because it's long enough to do all that.
Right. Yeah. You. Okay. So I've been tying. I have another one by you that I was wearing all the time, and people be like, "Oh my God, where'd you?" Like, it's Akese Style Lines.
Thank you.
The name of your brand sounds so bougie and rich. Akese Style Lines. I'm wearing Akese Style Lines, and okay, now my head is a little. We're gonna figure it out. Okay, so then I'll make another knot.
Oh, okay. Oh,
okay. And then I've been twisting. Girl, I told you I don't know what I'm doing. And then I go around.
It's going. Mm-hmm.
Right. You're like, it's going. And then I do this one.
Okay, I'm gonna have to learn your style too.
Oh, right. No, girl, no, you don't.
No, seriously, I like the knots. Because mine is always like one. I like the double.
And then I do that. Whew, God, Lord. Oh, wait. And then
you tuck that in. Yes, there you go.
Tuck all this in. Oh, Jesus, Lord. Okay, I'm watching myself in the computer. It's hard. This ain't right, y'all.
There you go.
I can work with it. I can figure it out. Oh, Lord. Is this okay? See, that needs to be down like that and
flat out.
Yeah. And back.
You're good, Erika. Push it all in. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do this right now. And then wait, let me get my mask. So tell me about the head wraps, because a lot of women buy their wraps from you too. You have a line of wraps. Is it
Yeah, so I've always had the head wraps. I just added it to the max this time. I think you've turned it upside down, Erika. Let's see. Yes. Yes. There you go.
No. See, so okay.
There you go. Yes, and then you pull the first top one over your ear, and then the second one. Yes. There you go. Yes, the first top one over your ear, and then tie it to the back.
Got it. Okay.
And it's reversible.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so here we go.
Yeah, you put yours on.
Yeah, so right like that. So over here, go this way. And then I tie it to the back here.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, after it's done, you can loosen it a little bit so it's not too tight on your face. And then the second one also goes right over there.
Wow. You look so glamorous.
So here we go. We're all done. You can take your earrings out later on.
Well, I want you on the screen by yourself. You look so glamorous.
So here we go. Yeah. So you're protected. You still look sassy,
right?
Unique, and then you can go to the store. Important. You can go to the store with it. Sometimes I go bike riding because I read somewhere that when you're riding and somebody's riding next to you or something, and the person is breathing, so I use it for bike riding as well. But you see, it's roomy enough to talk, and it's very comfortable. It's
right.
Very comfortable.
Yeah, because I hear you. I hear everything you're saying. Wow. I love it. How are you? You know, my show today is all about women that are happy. And I feel like you're one of the sweetest, happiest people, that your energy is just always so awesome. That's why people love working with you. What makes you happy?
Ooh, that's a lot of stuff.
Because it seems like, and realistically, I know there's days when you're probably, because being happy isn't a constant. It isn't a every day, every minute, every hour. You know, you got children, they go to school, they have colds, you have a husband, you all have adult lives. So real life means there's going to be good times and bad. But it seems like for the most part, you seem very focused and very happy. What is your secret?
Ooh, is that a secret? I think the key is to be to trust yourself and to put yourself first. Put yourself first in the sense that you have to trust what you feel inside and say, you know what, there could be so many things going on. What are the choices that you want to make? What choices do you want to make? Are the choices that you're going to make, is it going to impact the right way? If not, is that a good choice? You know, so basically having a family is awesome, but then you definitely have to be the one to make sure that, you know, you're happy first, and then you can give that energy to everybody else. Yeah. So you have to look within yourself, and then it's like you said, it's hard sometimes. These kids, sometimes you need just 5 minutes, and they're like,
they're all like, mommy.
Yeah, and also your passion. So for me, my passion is like sewing and designing, and so that gives me a lot of joy. That gives a lot of joy. I'd say that this quarantine hasn't changed a lot of my schedule because I've always worked from home.
Yeah.
So imagine if, you know, you are not that person who doesn't like to be current, like, you know, who doesn't want to be stuck in a place. Yeah. You know, it's easier for me, I would say. But then the best gift for anybody who how to have any sort of happiness is first give yourself that energy, give yourself that what is it called, permission to thrive in all circumstances. It's hard sometimes. I don't like the colder weather though, but
I was gonna say, don't you miss Ghana? Like,
oh my goodness, Erika,
the weather.
I do miss home. The weather. So you'd hear me complaining during the winter time. Yes. But yeah, because you know, born and bred, you know, lived all your life over there. You miss that. You miss the food. I miss the food.
I know you do, because even there are key neighborhoods in Chicago that have a larger amount of West Africans and particular Ghanaians. But if you don't live near there, then you got to go travel to get you some jollof rice. You got to go travel to get it. And I know, because you know, I always say that I'm an honorary Ghanaian, but I really do believe that I probably am Ghanaian. I'm Ghanaian or Senegalese.
I think you are, Erika. Ever since I met you, I think you are. Like the food that I'll talk about, and you knew, I was like, how do you know it?
Yeah.
So we gotta go to Ghana soon. Like seriously, let's put all this thing with this Corona goes away and plan a trip. We gotta go. We gotta go.
There's nobody else that I would want to go to Ghana with but you. Because I know first of all when I get there I'm gonna start crying because I'm gonna feel like I'm home and amongst my people.
And it's okay. And it's okay. Mm-hmm.
But I love the style, the culture. You know, I love Afrobeat music. I've always loved Ghanaian music. When I was a little girl, my next door neighbors were from Ghana.
Oh.
And so the mother, who I actually she and I look very similar because her children are my age, and she's passed on, and they always say you look just like my mom. You remind me of my mom. But I remember when I was little, and one of her daughters had first came to the U.S. Vicky, what's up, Vicky? If you're watching, and when Vicky came from Ghana, I was just like in love with her, the way she danced, the way she would wear her hair, like with the yarn tied around.
Yes, the black yarn. Mm-hmm.
And I wanted my hair like that so bad. And then my mother, she did let them do it one time. They did it for me, but I was like, something about these people. I feel like they're my people. Always, and like the other, I had Gamali, who's a doctor from Ghana. She was on the show the other night. I gotta introduce y'all. And I always meet Ghanaian people, and I don't even remember. How did I meet you, Jennifer? Do you remember how we met?
I think you posted something on Facebook and somebody mentioned my name or something, and then we touched. Yes, we got in touch. Yeah. Okay. Very.
Yes.
But that was what Dre was saying earlier, that you just say, hey, who has this, or who, I want to give a opportunity. That's what you do. You're great, Erika. Like, it's not a lot of people that you meet and then you still have a relationship with over 5 years later, So your personality is awesome and it's infectious. And that is one great thing about, people who are, good people who have great hearts, and then they also want to help in every way they can. And I appreciate your friendship. I really do.
Oh, thank you. Well, you've helped me too. There have been times when I needed something to look good on camera on a red carpet, and I begged, and I didn't have any money, and you're like, you know what? Don't worry about it, because it's a win-win, because you're gonna wear this at somewhere important, and it's gonna right. I was gonna play the clip of you and me on channel 26 together, but I didn't get it to download it in time. I wanted to put that up. Yeah, people love your clothing. And
thank you. I just put one out here for you to see. I don't know if you her.
I love all of your clothes. And I love that you can tell that you're happy and you put your happiness in your design.
In the word. Yes.
Yeah. So just like they say, you want a happy cook cooking your food. And when you taste that love, it's the same for you. Your clothes, like, you can tell that you also respect women of all sizes, shapes, colors, and that you see the beauty in all of us.
Oh, yes.
Is it just come from within, or did you make a conscious decision to say?
Oh no, for me, I feel like women of all sizes. We are all women, when you come down to, we're all women. We all have the same social problems, emotional problems, and I don't see them as a class or a size. I don't see women as a size. I see them as like people like you have a conversation with, and then you're not looking at the body, but you're listening to the person's soul. So it's never been, for me, it's never been about, oh, okay, I want my line to be just for this size of women or that size. I cater for all women, and I feel like it's it's always a number. It's a number, and what I have in me is what I want to be able to deliver, regardless of who you are, your stature or your size. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you wearing right now? You have some of your jewelry.
I do. This is called the Nandi necklace. It's part of my statement piece. I love the statement piece collection.
Yes.
It's my new collection, which is called the Crown Queen collection. So let me stand up a little bit. It's very long.
Ooh, Jennifer. Yeah, Auntie. Oh, that is fabulous.
Yes, so this was part of my Crown Queen collection, and all that that collection is all about queens. So every design or detail in each piece is a queen, and some of the women I use some of the women's names who they might not necessarily be queens, like royalty queens, but then I see them as queens because that's what I see all women are, because we thrive in every area of life. You could be a designer, you could be a television caster, you could be anybody with any profession, but I believe all women are queens. So I named that collection after queens. So it's called the Crown Queen collection. This is one of them, and literally representing the crown right here. And so I had this and other designs in there, and what I'm wearing today is called the you were talking about Madam CJ Walker, right?
Yeah, yeah.
This is a CJ dress.
Oh, wow.
My original design was in white, but I do make it in different colors as well. So this is called the CJ dress. I just put the Nandi necklace on top, but yeah, let me take it off so you can see how the close up, because I feel like she's a boss lady, and she went above and beyond. There you go.
That is, oh, Jennifer. So something like that, like, where does the concept start? Like, is it a person, a color, or do you have the design already that you already know the way it's gonna be? Like, yeah, like what happens? What's your process?
My process, I think it depends on sometimes it depends on the fabric. Sometimes the fabrics inspire me. Sometimes it's just an idea. It's an idea for me. I've always been crazy, felt crazy about crowns. I've always thought about women as queens, and for the longest time, I've thought about that. And I'll start making a sample, and then I could work on it for like a year and not even show it. So when I got featured on Essence, my City 4-way, I had. At the time, the collection I was doing was statement piece collection, and it didn't have any crown in it, but I thought it was a good platform to show my next collection. So I added just one piece of one of my jacket, which has like the crown, and then it has like tassels on the back. And so I added that to that collection just to show, so people didn't know what it was. It was two different pieces, like two different collection, but I just wanted it to be part of that piece. And so from there, I developed the whole collection itself. And so with this one, it comes in another design comes in white, and then it has the crown detail as well. And so, yeah, so it depends on what inspires me at the time. But I do work a little bit of my pieces like throughout the year. And then when it's ready, I'm like, okay, now it's ready as a collection. And then I put it all together. Mm-hmm.
So I know you're down there, you're in the lab working now in this with this Corona stuff. So when we emerge back out into the world again, I know you got some good stuff that you're gonna be.
Erika, listen, this has been an overflow of ideas for me for this year, because honestly, this collection got a lot of good, feedback, and I'm excited about it. But when the whole virus thing came, then I have to shift into doing the mask now, and I'm the type who likes like big project, I do like gowns, I do big stuff. So when I started doing them, I was like, I don't know if this is if this is worth my time. But you look about you listen to the news, and you see people that personally who are like nurses, and then you're like, okay, what can you do? So honestly, I didn't plan it well because the feedback has been overwhelming, and I'm like, what am I myself into?
Oh my, because now and the pictures of you, let me put some more. The pictures of you, even wearing your mask, honey. This is my favorite. But they're all my favorite. I love that shot of you. I love that picture of you. Jennifer, I always tell you, to me, you are, and not just to me, you are one of the most beautiful women in the world. I think you are absolutely.
You are too.
Gorgeous. Thank you. And but no, honey, you are next level fine. But when we say somebody is fine, you are fine, honey.
Oh,
and
wow,
and it also is reflecting in your designs, and that's what
I put everything. Like when I design, it's like, I don't know, but it's like a thirst. Like I'm not satisfied until I get to the point that I have to get to. I don't know, it's a perfection kind of problem. Like, I really want to get this done to the T. And so I really, I'm all about like being authentic, you know. Some people like the easy way. Some people just want to, you know, be able to duplicate people's stuff. But my thing is, what makes you different from everybody else? Because otherwise, you know, why are you making something? If you're a creator, create. So
Right.
I took this time, this quarantine time, to reflect, and then take a step back and then say, okay, fine, it's okay. Because the thing is, like, all the shows have been canceled. Okay, all your plans have been, you know, like, it's like nobody's going anywhere.
Yeah.
And so being at home, being with the kids, you still have to be able to move on. I think the hardest part for me when I started having the kids was, okay, you know what, my mind, I was like, oh, when they grow up, you know, when they grow up, and I was like, listen, these kids are going to be for a while.
Right.
I was like, forever.
Yes.
So I, pitch in time, like, the kids are going to sleep. That's my best time when they go to sleep. I sleep like 3 a.m. pretty much every day now. And it's very tiring and not a great thing, but that is the time that I'm most creative. It's quiet, you know, my design ideas come together, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta make this, I gotta make this. And so, you know, when you have a passion, I think the biggest thing is a passion. You have to have a passion for something in order to succeed. Because if it's something that you're just doing for money, I would have stopped a long time ago, because there's so many instances where, you know, you go for a show and then they don't buy anything.
Right.
You know, but then having a support system is also great, because you can just give up and then just go and try and get a job where, you know, you can get some money, because like the bills need to be paid, right?
Absolutely.
Doing your passion and going forward regardless of, you know, the circumstances, because there's so many reasons where, like, you say, okay, no, I should throw in the towel, but you never know who's watching, you know. So.
Never know. Wow. Well, let me ask you, where can people, how can they order a mask? What do they do? And it's reversible too.
It is reversible. It is reversible. The whole idea is that, yes, you know,
I got lipstick on it.
Yeah, matches your wrap. So it is reversible. The idea is that, you know, women want to be able to have versatility. I want to be able to make use of product. For me, that's my biggest thing. You want to be able to make use of product more than once. And the other thing is, when I did my research about the mask, I realized that the doctors were saying that you should make sure that they have 2 different fabrics, not necessarily for design, but so that the nurses who are using it would know that, okay, this is the part that goes on my face. And so they don't turn it over and wear the part that has been, you know, all around in the air with all this airborne disease going on. And so that was the idea. So one, you still get function, but then you still get style, and you still get your money's worth, because, you know, you can do 2 things at the same time, or, you know, vice versa. Yeah.
Right. So they need to go. You all can reach Jennifer on Instagram at Akese Stylines. I got it scrolling on the bottom. You can also go to her website, akesestylines.com, and reach out to her. If you're gonna get a mask, it gets no more stylish than this. Okay, like, hey, this is, woo, that is so fly. I love it. I love it. I know to put this one over the ear. And you're still your normal collection too, the dresses that I love. I love your jumpsuits.
Yes, so I've been working on the because you know, I was working on because I hand make everything. Oh, I forgot to say that. I hand make my designs, and so I was working on all the designs because of the shows that we do in the summer. I was working on it before this happened. So people who have already ordered, I'm still working on those. Unfortunately, I feel very bad for, you know, the kids who are going on prom this year. You know, it's like they have really invested, they have, you know, dreamt about this day, and so it's been pretty much a hard year.
Yeah.
You know, everything was
Well, I hope this will all be over soon. I'm glad that you have been able to be creative and find inspiration during this time to keep your stuff going. And the mask is a genius idea. And I love the fact that, you know, They're colorful and beautiful and so stylish that
Like
even
100%
after,
cotton, and then
huh?
they're fused as well. They're 100% cotton, and then they're fused. This one has a different inside, to a different print on the inside.
Yeah.
Outside. So they have like a filter filling inside of it, and so you get like 3 layers, and it's thick, and then it's very good. This is the approved cotton wax that the Joanne and other fabric stores have recommended that people who would sew should sew, because the synthetics are not natural, and so cotton fabric are the ones that I recommend.
Right. Well, Jennifer, thank you first of all for sitting and waiting for a while to come on the show.
Thank you. I needed to learn this. So I was like, okay, and I kept making faces. I was like, she can't see me.
I didn't see you at all anywhere. But you're here now, and I'm thankful that you came on the show. I'm gonna have you back real soon because we got so much to talk about with fashion and beauty. And you're so knowledgeable about that. Even talking to women about finding the right silhouette and cut for their shape and embracing your body. So I'd love to have a conversation about that with you, especially now that more and more women are embracing their own personal style and getting clothes made for them by someone like you versus buying off a rack. But there's certain things that they should be aware of, probably, I'm sure. And I'd love to have you come back and talk about that one day and give some good advice of fashion. So you all make sure you visit. Someone just asked really quickly right now, what about the head wraps? Yes, they can order the head wraps from you too as well, right?
Yes, they can order their head wraps as well. Some of the looks are together, and some of the masks, you can buy the mask by itself, and then you can also buy the head wraps just by itself. So you have the option of getting the whole look, which most of my queens have, and I've been posting lately, and some just for the mask. So yeah, however you want it. And then one thing is, some people are like, oh, I don't know how to do the head wrap, and it's a beautiful. They have beautiful fabrics. I feel like you can create so many things out of it. You can use it as a scarf. Now it's spring, and it's 100% cotton, so you can use it as a scarf for the neck. Wrap it around. Create your own style. Fashion is all about that. It's about you, what you bring out from what you buy. So you create your own style, be creative with it. So yeah, you can use that for styles and other unique designs. I see you, Erika.
I'm trying. I mean, looking in the camera, trying to do it is weird, but a wrap that I got from you before, I wear it all the time. It's got and people, when I wear it, people treat me differently when I'm wearing it.
See?
Yes. I have a very, and it's probably also that wearing the wrap and then the designs are so beautiful, it makes me feel more regal and like a queen. So then I act accordingly.
It does. It has a different effect on you. Like you walk into a place and people are like, okay.
Right. Like, who is this? Like, yes, Queen Jennifer is here. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, Jennifer, huh? Wait, what'd you say?
I said that was what happened at Jennifer's concert.
Yes. People were, I know, because when I'm telling you, the outfit you had on when you went to that concert is by far my favorite piece of yours. I think everything you do is amazing. But it's also because it's on you. I don't know if everyone has the confidence and the grace you have when you were wearing.
Yeah, I always say, and I've said this to you. Your confidence level is like, I wish I had like this, Erika.
No, I mean, when people tell me that I'm confident, well,
let me tell you this. When I came to the US the first time, and we hadn't, Jermaine, he was in an apartment, he hadn't gotten all like cooking stuff together, so went out to eat. And then I for the first time, I was like, wow, everyone here is beautiful. No, seriously. I looked at everybody and I was like, oh my goodness. And then I started thinking in my mind, I said, why did this one come all the way to
We came all the way to Ghana to get you. But
exactly.
no.
I'm serious. So when I hear people say, "Oh, you're very confident," like you. Why would you think I'm confident that you could, like, you are gorgeous? Like, what is stopping you? What is blocking you from seeing how gorgeous you are? Because I see it. So I've heard a few conversations with other people, and I'm like,
yeah,
you are gorgeous. Like, I see women as like powerful. And whatever you set your mind to, Erika, you can do it. Whatever you set your mind to, we are all limitations.
Yeah,
we're all limitations, and sometimes I think it's people who have said so many bad things about you in the past when you're younger, and then people can, it affects them when they grow up. But I feel like, now as a woman, you can break free. Like Beyonce said, you're a grown woman. You make your choices, and you decide to be happy. And you make it a constant or conscious decision to be happy, or like the opposite is not a good thing. So why don't choose happiness?
Yes. Well, thank you for saying that. And that's a perfect way to sum all of this up, because we started with my first guest, Erika and Karith, and they both said the same thing. You choose. It's a conscious decision where you decide to embrace happiness.
Exactly.
And then now, and you didn't even see that. And then now here you at the end saying the exact same thing. It must be true. And I think you're living proof of embracing happiness, embracing your passion, and doing what you love, so that the overflow is there. And thank you for creating the clothes that you create, because they make every woman look and feel beautiful and feel happy. And I can't wait to get some more pieces from you. And yeah, this summer I'm gonna be out here after this quarantine. I'm ready to get out here and have some fun. And I also definitely yes, we gotta go out and we gotta get some African food. We gotta go back.
Erika, please.
We gotta go. We gotta go. All right, well, Jennifer, thank you. I love you. I know I'll be talking to you soon. And everybody, please get a mask. If you want to go out, they recommend that we wear it. So why not? Wait, let me put it right. Yep.
The pointy side goes on top of your nose.
Oh.
You're good.
There it is. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, baby. I love it.
Thank you, Erika.
Well, you tell Jermaine and the kids I said hello. And
we'll do that.
Yes, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate this.
No problem. Thank you. All right, guys. That was my friend Jennifer. This has been my longest episode yet, and it's legitimately so, because it was about being happy, right? So when you're around happy people talking about happy things, you want to be around that for a while. I didn't want to do a quick little show. I wanted us to laugh and have a good time. So listen, if you were inspired or moved by these people today, definitely reach out to them. Karith Foster with her You Can Be Perfect or You Can Be Happy book. Make sure you check her out. Then also reach out to my good friend J Kendrick with her book with the I want to make sure who moved my happy. There you go. And I know you all have experienced that, where you've been feeling good and living good, and all of a sudden life throws things at you and you're like, wait a minute, what the hell happened to my happy? Where did it go? So you definitely got to, I'm telling you, get Erika's workbook, get Karith's book, and then also get you a mask, baby. She said the pointy part. Y'all don't judge my hair wrap, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I need to be in front of a mirror and do it, but it's still snazzy. So Akese Style Lines, she has so much stuff. Y'all gotta visit her site and see her work. Don't judge by the way I'm doing this right now. Okay. Yes. Get into that. Get into that. I don't want to put it all the way on yet, but woo. All right, guys. I love you all. Thank you all that have stuck around and watched. Please, if you like the show, give me a thumbs up. Share the link with your friends, especially anyone that you know that may be dealing with feeling down or confused. Erika Kendrick was very open about her wanting to her issues, battle with suicide. Karith talked a lot about that pivot and that switch when she stopped focusing so much on traditional stand-up and moved more into speaking and doing other things. And now she is just in the overflow of abundance of great things happening for her career. And then we got a Jennifer Akese who came all the way from Ghana, moved to the US to do her designs. And who would have ever thought that in times like this, her talent would really come to the forefront with creating masks to keep us all safe. So if there's any other group of women out here that could, to me, they are the perfect example of happiness, loving who you are, accepting who you are, and being happy. I've talked enough. Starting next week, I got some good shows coming up. And I definitely will be back probably on Facebook Live too. But we're going to rock with YouTube. They say go where you want it, baby. So if YouTube and Periscope are going to rock with me, this is where my show will live. And hopefully Facebook will forgive me for my wild show last night. Yes. With that being said, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. And, stay true to your dreams. We will get past all of this that's going on and be back to living the way we were. But in the meantime, everybody stay happy, stay focused. And if you make a conscious decision this week that you're going to go ahead and be happy with whatever the circumstances that have come your way. I'm doing the same thing, y'all. I'm making a decision that I'm going to be happy this week. Fuck being mad, fuck being irritated by people and letting people get on your nerves and deter you from your dreams. If you are a person that's at home, you can't work and you can't go anywhere, use this time to think up your next move. You don't have to make a move yet, but start getting creative and thinking about what you want to do next and going after your dreams. And make a conscious decision today and going forward that you are going to give yourself permission to be happy and claim your happiness and take ownership of it. With that being said, I will see y'all probably next Thursday. I don't know if I'm going to do a show next Thursday or not. I need a break. I might wait till next Friday, but whenever I come back, the shows will be good. I love you all. Make comments. Let me know how you feel about the show and what type of people you want to see. But I really hope this show inspired all of you all today to live your best life. And don't worry, be happy. Hey, it's Erika from the South Side of the Chi, and I just completed the 2020 census. If you're not counted in, you'll be counted out. And I don't know about you, baby, but I want to be in, not out. What are you waiting for? Take the census. Go to 2020census.gov.